Last time on MasterChef New Zealand, in Michael Meredith's dessert challenge, Charlene's golden run came to an end.
Oh, Father Mary and Joseph.
The person going home is Charlene.
This has been an amazing journey.
While Chelsea took the dish of the day,
It was a pretty good replica of Michael's dish.
winning dinner for the top 4 at Meredith's.
6 courses of just the most amazing, intricate, clever food that I think I've ever eaten. It was really inspiring.
Tonight, MasterChef takes off.
You're going on an overseas trip courtesy of Jetstar. But before you get too excited, there's a catch.
The top 4 have just 2 hours to prepare business class in-flight meals
A little bit of disaster.
It's too stressful for me to watch.
I'm freaking out.
and book their seats to a mystery destination.
Probably not enough this time, eh?
The winner will receive over $100,000 worth of prizes, including $20,000 worth of groceries from Countdown, a cook surface, vent surface, cool drawer, and 90cm self-cleaning oven from Fisher & Paykel. A complete range of kitchen products, from crockery and bakeware to knives, glasses and saucepans, courtesy of Stevens. An exclusive cookbook deal with Random House. And the premier prize, the multi-award-winning Skoda Superb, combining innovative design with classic European refinement. From Skoda, simply clever. Who will be New Zealand's next MasterChef?
Here I come. I'm made up my mind now. Here I come. I'm living the moment. I'm gonna set my face to a new horizon, and I run to seize the day. Here I come. I've made up my mind now. Here I come.
We're at home this morning. We've had a hard week, so nice to be finally relaxing.
It's a bit of a shock to have lost Charlene. She was really a cornerstone of the house. She was like the house mother.
Everyone in the top 4 deserves to be here, and the challenges are getting harder and everyone's really stepping up. It's getting really, really tight.
So we're all just lounging around at home, and all of a sudden, there's Josh.
Well, well, well. I bet you weren't expecting to see me here today. Well, I've come to tell you to pack your bags, because guess what? You're going on an overseas trip courtesy of Jetstar.
Yes, you know, awesome. That's the best news we could have got, probably.
So we all jump in jubilation. We were like stoked. Okay, awesome. We're all going overseas. And then he says, but
Before you get too excited, there's a catch.
Always the twist with MasterChef. Chucks the axe in there.
Exactly who's going on the trip will depend on how you do in the next challenge.
We all thought we were going somewhere wonderful. Apparently, 3 are.
Please welcome Alpha Flight Services Executive Chef Robert Smithson. Hey, Robert. Welcome to MasterChef.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here with us. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
I'm the executive chef for Alpha Flight Services Australia. I develop menus for 24 international carriers based around Australia and the surrounding countries.
So there you go, guys. Your challenge today is in-flight dining. We've all had airline meals we'd rather forget. Today, you'll have 2 hours in the MasterChef kitchen to give us your ultimate business class meal, that dream dinner that you would like to eat in the sky. You'll make us 4 different dishes: 1 red meat, 1 chicken, 1 fish, and 1 vegetarian. Each dish must be accompanied by a side salad and a dessert. And each dish must fit in an airline dinner tray.
4 main courses, plus a dessert, plus a salad in 2 hours. That's not even possible.
Robert, what are a few things our contestants need to bear in mind when designing their menu?
When we design food for in-flight, we have to stick with inside the World Food Safety Guidelines. This means no carpaccios or raw fish, only cooked shellfish. All our meats must be cooked for the hot meals.
So we're catering for guests at 30,000 feet. You're looking for simplistic food that can be reheated well.
That's correct. It's not about how it cooks, it's how it reheats.
What about flavours, Robert? What are we looking for?
We try and keep it fairly simple. The reason that is, there's 300 passengers on the aircraft. You make it too spicy, it's going to make a very uncomfortable flight.
You'll have just enough time to pack and plan your menu before you head to the MasterChef kitchen.
Okay.
And one more thing, you'll have to pick up your core ingredients at the supermarket on the way. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's go!
We race off like a bunch of loonies, pack our rooms up, pack our bags, and then it's straight off to countdown.
We have to grab our proteins, our red meat, our fish and our chicken.
I couldn't decide between salmon and snapper, so I just grabbed a couple pieces of each. Anything else, Sarah? That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I know I'm definitely going to use a chicken breast. It's just so versatile. It frees me up to change my plan.
Our red meat dish is a lamb backstrap. I go for this beautiful sirloin backstrap. Really, really nice. We get through the checkout as quickly as possible, bolt out the door in the van and we're off.
We've never had such limitations on a challenge. I feel like, can we actually do this?
The pressure going into this challenge, knowing what I have to do, is enormous because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it.
Definitely the most pressure we've all had in the whole competition. And the scary thing is it's only going to get harder.
So here you are, top 4, bags packed, ready to fly somewhere exotic. But before you go, you've got to earn it.
You're at the business end of this competition, and your challenge is to create the ultimate business class meal. Now, the trick with airline food is that it has to be reheated in a hurry in the sky. So after you finish cooking, you'll have just 10 minutes to reheat and plate all your dishes.
It's going to be really tough. It's not just a matter of, there's my 4 dishes, now you may taste. The judges actually let the food get stone cold and then you have to wham it back in the oven again. Lots to think about, so little time.
You'll see in front of you your Jetstar business class tray that you'll be plating up on today.
And you'd better do a great job because we've got the CEO of Jetstar, David Hall, coming in later to help judge your dishes. But luckily, you'll have Executive Chef Robert Smithson from Alpha Flight Services here to advise you during the challenge. Any last-minute tips, Robert?
Remember, think about those ingredients you've selected, not just how they're going to cook, but how they're going to reheat.
Pretty nervous, yeah. I've got to think about doing 4, 5, 6 dishes in the time space of 2 hours. It's a pretty intense challenge.
Besides the core ingredients that you picked up from the supermarket, you'll also have 5 minutes to choose as many ingredients as you like from the pantry.
Oh my God. The pantry run was only 5 minutes, which scared the living daylights out of me.
Your time starts now.
My pantry run was stressful. There's a lot of ingredients to remember.
The ultimate business class meal, that's what we're looking for.
Counting in my head, I must have up to about 50, 60 ingredients to grab. There's no guarantee that I'm going to remember everything.
That's 3 minutes now, guys.
It was intense, really intense. I got the garlic, herb crust. Whoop, that's right.
90 seconds.
90 seconds?
I thought to myself, I've got a chance of getting all these ingredients if they give us like 10 or 12 minutes, but they only gave us 5.
Is there any beetroot here?
Oh,
Yep, down there.
Sweet, cool. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. That's it. Out of the pantry. Out now. Brenton, did you get everything you needed? What
Nah.
did you forget?
I forgot my flour. Forget my dates. I forget my sugar. That's pretty much goodbye to date pudding.
Mate, it looks like you've got the whole pantry there. I can't believe you've got the flour.
Yeah, I know.
It's a massive blow. You know, top 4, no one else would have made that mistake, I don't think.
Tony, how about you?
All pretty good, other than the fact that I forgot the humble potato. And I was planning on making a gratin and a garlic mash. So plans are being changed rapidly in my head as we speak.
I'm pretty nervous. There's a huge amount at stake. Everything's on the line.
I think this is one of the toughest challenges ever in MasterChef. I don't envy you one little bit, but I wish you the best of luck.
You're cleared for takeoff, and your time starts now.
This is the beginnings of my dessert. Just want to get this done and out of the way first.
We have been given 2 hours to complete this challenge, which actually is ridiculous. And I really wonder if it's actually possible.
What is that, Tony?
It is a chocolate, vanilla and blueberry brownie.
Wow. So you've got lamb loin.
Lamb loin, which is just going to be pan-seared, medium rare.
Yep.
It's going to be served on a kuma rosti, blueberry beef jus.
Yep.
Chicken breast stuffed ricotta, spinach, herbs, pretty standard. That's going to be served on a parsnip puree. And then the fish is going to be served with kuma gratin and asparagus. And
Kuma gratin, not a potato gratin.
No, it's kuma gratin now because we forgot our potatoes.
How could you forget the potatoes? It's like forgetting to comb your hair in the morning.
I frequently forget to comb my hair, actually.
Forgetting my potatoes isn't the end of the world because I've grabbed so much other stuff that I'm kind of almost spoilt for choice. If I can't make something good out of the things I have there, there's something wrong with me.
The lamb stew, that needs to go on straight away. Need to nail that, get it into the oven so it's got time to cook through.
I want to do like a lamb casserole, quick to prep, quick to get in the oven, and you can just forget about it, and that frees you up to do other dishes.
This looks anything but simplistic. Are we going for simplicity here?
The dishes are simplistic.
Yeah.
The flavours are pretty intense. You know me.
Are they easy to reheat?
Yep, well the casserole's simple.
Yep.
The fish will be simple. It's going to be an oven roasted with like a chowder sauce.
Nice. Chicken breast?
Was going to be a chicken pie. Depends on how much time I got.
Yep. What's your vegetarian dish?
Vegetarian dishes are eggplant, aubergine curry.
Sounds nice.
I won't do too much spice with it. You're on a flight, you don't want to have bowel problems on a plane.
No, you don't. No, you don't. All right, good luck.
Cheers, Josh.
First, I start preparing my Moroccan dish. All my flavourings, onion, garlic, ginger, to go in the pressure cooker. The pressure cooker just felt right for the challenge because I needed to cook my lamb quickly.
Why don't you talk me through what you're doing with this?
Well, it's a Moroccan lamb casserole, so I want the meat to be very tender and succulent.
For our fish dish, looks like we've got some snapper, is it?
Snapper, I'm going to do on a fennel and potato mash. My chicken is going to be wrapped with pancetta and then served with a pumpkin puree. Vegetarian, I make a really good gnocchi.
Like fresh?
Yeah.
I think there was one other person who said that in this competition, and his name was Ian. He said he made a really good gnocchi as well.
Oh, I shouldn't say that.
But the bottom line is, there's a plane leaving Auckland International Airport. Are you going to be on it?
Yes, I am, Josh. I am.
100%?
Yeah, 100%. I'm going. We know we're going on Jetstar somewhere, but we don't know where. I'm hoping that we might be going to Singapore. That would be really cool. I'm just hoping to get on the plane at the moment.
So the first thing I do is to get my lamb underway because that needs to cook for over an hour in its sauce so the meat's nice and tender. While that's sort of going, I'm also making the mousse because that needs to get into the fridge to set.
Hey Chelsea, and we've made a chocolate mousse before,
We
haven't
have indeed, and
Well
it was
done.
so delicious that I'm trying to replicate it again.
Yeah, good thinking. Okay, so the rest of your dishes, red meat dish.
I'm doing a lamb and mint pie,
Beautiful.
a herb crumbed snapper fillet, and eggplant parmigiana for my vegetarian dish.
Wow. All sounds great. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
I'm doing well, I'm going pretty good for time.
I've made eggplant curry before, that's pretty good, but I think just giving that little bit of smoky flavour will take it just past the line.
So I just need to have everything prepped for my smoker, because if I screw that up, it won't be good. These are Manuka wood chips, and basically these are just going to smoke my eggplant. So I'm up to the chicken pie.
When it comes to plating up, I'm just going to spoon that pie filling onto the dish, and then just lay the crust on top.
All right.
45 minutes in and seem to have like 1,000 things going on at once. You know, 6 dishes to get done in 2 hours. It's just the craziest thing I've ever done. The next thing that needed to be taken care of was the parmigiana. The eggplant and courgette need to be fried off so it was nice and golden. Maybe I'll put a bit of fresh tomato in there just for good measure. Fresh tomato sauce for the parmigiana also needed to be made and simmered down a bit so that could go in between the layers. And then once that was all put together, that goes in the oven with a bit of crumb on top for a bit of texture.
Just about to stuff the chicken thighs. I pop everything into a blender that needs to go into my filling. My herbs go in, my zest, a little bit of garlic, and in goes ricotta at the last minute. Taste, and then I place the ricotta inside the chicken thighs. That gets wrapped up and that gets put in the fridge.
Tomato sauce, what's that going with?
I'm going to make gnocchi. I know it sounds crazy.
Man,
I make a good
tell you
gnocchi.
what, that is risky.
I do make a good
Melt in your mouth.
It's going to be great,
Not
Simon.
little rubber
No way.
balls that we can play squash
Ian.
with, right?
No.
What's on your pressure cooker?
I've got a Moroccan casserole.
Yeah.
I want to check it, just to make sure that...
Come on then, let's have a look.
So-
I'm going to stand back. There you go. That
Hey.
wasn't such a big drama, was it?
No. Oh, that's looking great. There's enough...
That smells fantastic. Robert, what are the things that these contestants are going to have to watch out for today?
They really need to concentrate on how well they cook their protein, not over, not under. Vegetables need to be cooked al dente, not overcooked, because by the time they reheat in the sky, they're going to be just slop.
We're seeing a hell of a lot of ingredients out there for 4 dishes. For me, I'd be keeping it simple.
Correct, airline food, simplicity. Cooking that people know, that they can relate to, that's comfort food.
So it's really no different from a restaurant. You're just 30,000 feet high and there's no supermarket you can nip out to.
Correct, if you forget the milk, you forget the milk.
It's just so much to do. I actually just picked far too many things, and now I've got too much stuff on my bench, which is a real pain.
I stuff the chicken with ricotta and herb butter, pan-sear it.
1 hour left, you're halfway. Are you halfway, Tony?
Yeah, I think I'm halfway.
Looks like this has run into a trap and been stabbed to death. Yeah. What do you got going on in there?
Just a bit of ricotta and a herb butter. Got a couple of little tomato tarts and a kumara rosti in the oven there.
I mean, it does kind of look like you just shifted the pantry onto your bench.
Yeah.
All right, okay, panic time.
Forgot all my dessert ingredients. I'm looking, okay, well, don't stress about that. You can't do anything about it now. I've got heaps of fresh fruit salad. I'll make a fruit salad. Quick, easy, simple, nice and refreshing. I'd love to get that on a plane.
Just giving it a bit of flavour, a bit of juice. That's the mint one that's going to go with possibly the lamb.
It's all about time management, the whole challenge. If you let up at all, it's pretty much game over.
I've got a lot on the go at the moment. Peas are cooking, got a couple of purees underway. I just need to do the fish and the chicken, which hopefully won't take too long.
What are you doing with the spinach puree?
It's just going on a couple of the plates.
Have you tasted it?
It's always a bit unnerving when Simon sort of tastes something and says, "Have you tasted that?"
It's really good, huh?
Oh, thank you.
Very good.
Give me a bit of a heart attack there.
Have you tasted that one?
Tasted it a wee while ago. You're scary.
You do have to be very conscious of how everything's going to behave under cooling down and then reheating.
Tony, which is the dish that we're really going to love tasting, that you think is going to blow us away?
I'm pretty happy about the lamb. It's kind of quite rare at the moment, but I think it's going to reheat really well. It's got a
So
lovely...
how's it going to be cooked by the time
It's going to
we
be...
get it?
It should be coming to you medium rare.
How hard is that to do on an aircraft, Robert?
It's not easy. You have to put a lot of trust in your crew. A lot of trust in your crew.
Let's hope you're in safe hands at 30,000 feet, Tony.
Luckily for me today, I'm the crew.
So many purees. So little time. I start thinking about the chicken and making the sauce for that. Medic! Hideous. Right down the middle of my fingernail. So it's basically split into 2. Went into the nail a little bit. Ugh. Oh, that's gonna hurt tomorrow. Not a good time to cut yourself in the middle of the hardest challenge in MasterChef history. Jeez, woman, what am I doing? I don't care about that. I just need to get these meals out or I'm toast.
Cutting through the fingernail can hurt a bit, huh?
Yeah, it does. I'm not really thinking about it at the moment, though.
What's inside your chicken?
A bit of ricotta, just to keep it moist. Gonna have a shallot, sage and white wine sauce on it as well.
I'll be interested to see the consistency of the sauce.
Looks like perhaps the reduction was not reduced enough before the cream went in there. A little over 15 minutes to go, everybody. Just had a look around with Robert, and let me tell you, there's some ticking bombs out here.
Last 10 minutes to go. Absolutely frantic. There is mess everywhere. I start putting my chicken onto the stovetop and I start to boil some water for my gnocchi.
Do you ever do gnocchi in any of the 21 airlines that you do food for?
We do. It does work a bit of a double-edged sword. Done well, it's very well, but done bad, it's very bad.
We have tasted some really bad gnocchi on MasterChef, and I'm hoping today is not a repeat of what we've tried before. In 5 minutes, everything must be on that tray.
The last 5 minutes is just insane. As always, you know, I spend too much time making the flavours good, but I suppose that's been my saving grace in the past.
What a mission. Ugh. The last few minutes were hideous. The most comes out at the last second.
This isn't set. That's right. This is awkward.
It's too runny, not enough chocolate.
Chocolate cream. Just what everyone loves.
Anna, you're down to the wire here. There's just 4 minutes to go. You've got to get that fish cooked. You do this to me every time. It's too stressful for me to watch. 4 minutes. Get it plated up. Come on, guys. We need trays finished. You've got 3 minutes from now. This aeroplane is leaving. Come on, make it happen.
I'm pretty panicked. I'm still fluffing around with my desserts at this stage.
I'm freaking out. I'm just trying to be controlled so I don't wreck these things.
What a disaster.
My bench was a tip. Debris and sticky stuff. I had a big cut finger. What a nightmare.
Right now, Josh, me and Ray are on the plane and we're on our own. And we've got nothing to eat.
I've got about a minute left. When I'm thinking I need to get my potato mashed because I was supposed to have a mashed potato. Well, I bail on that idea because I don't have time. I just commit to using the cream mash. It's a bit of a messy end.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's over. Step away from your bench.
Feeling pretty gutted.
Didn't get my bread up, and I'm missing 2 salads. It's a bit gutted. Probably not enough this time, eh?
I think there's some really good points and some not so good points. My vegetarian dish might be a little bit undersized for a main meal, but everything else I'm pretty happy with.
Absolutely exhausted. I'm just so happy I got everything up on the plate, you know. Really happy with my flavours. My gnocchi's nice and soft. My lamb is fantastic. I just hope re-cooking everything is going to be okay.
If this was the first day of the competition, there's no way I could have put this food up. So I'm pretty proud, even if it sends me home today, which I hope it doesn't, you know. I've done the best I can. I've got so many things that I'm not happy about. It's just, yeah, it's really hard to relax and think that everything's going to be fine, because at this point in the competition, it probably isn't.
Well done, everyone. That was a bit of a bumpy flight, but hopefully you all brought your dishes into land without incident. You'll have 10 minutes each to reheat and put the finishing touches on your dishes. Then you'll bring them up for us to taste. But first, we'd like to welcome the CEO of Jetstar, Mr. David Hall, to help us judge your efforts.
Hey, how you doing?
Having David Hall judging our dishes today does make it all the more nerve-wracking. I'm sure he's eaten many a good airline meal, and at a glance would know what constitutes a good one and a bad one.
Welcome to the MasterChef kitchen, David.
Thank you.
So what do you expect from a business class meal?
What I'm hoping that you'll present this afternoon is a meal that first and foremost looks good. A good balance on the presentation, colour within the meal, good texture, and above all, something they're going to remember when they depart the flight.
Well, let's hope you've all risen to the occasion. You've got 10 minutes to reheat and serve us your meals, starting with Anna.
And everything goes mascarpone on top of the little tarts.
You happy with the dishes you're serving?
I am actually. I've tasted everything and I'm really happy with the flavours. 30 seconds go, out of the oven they come. A little bit of yoghurt on the lamb and we're ready.
3, 2, 1. Step away from your bench.
Okay, Anna, why don't you describe what you've cooked for us?
I have a pan-fried snapper on a potato and fennel puree, roast yams and steamed broccoli. Chicken thigh stuffed with olives, orange zest, lemon zest, and that's served with a ginger and pumpkin puree. Moroccan lamb casserole, and that's served with Israeli couscous. And tomato passata gnocchi, and that's served with parmigiano. The salad today is just a very fresh baby cos, a little bit of rocket. It's got marinated fennel dressing. Dessert, it's a peach and frangipani galette with mascarpone.
You think you've done enough to strap yourself in and get yourself overseas?
I hope so.
Leave us to taste and we'll see how we get on, eh?
Thank you.
My fish is fantastic, beautifully cooked, nice temperature, puree with it's sensational, the lambs are lovely, the vegetables are fresh and crisp and vibrant.
I think I've got a first-class, business-class meal. The puree is silky smooth, the chicken is perfectly cooked with the ricotta and the olives inside, and the finale with a little tart. I love it.
I couldn't be happier. If I got this when I was travelling, I'd be very pleased. Perfectly spiced, it's a beautiful flavour. The little bit of yoghurt on the top is just the right touch. Love the salad. One thing I really love when I'm flying is to be able to get something fresh and crunchy.
The gnocchi looks absolutely fantastic, tastes nice, wonderful texture. The beans are nice and crisp, so really good meal, good volumes, really appealing on the eye. And I love the dessert, I thought it was terrific. That little marzipan on the top would help just in case it did dry out. I think they've done a superb job.
This is a total slam dunk, 4 sensational dishes.
As I look across the table, I'd be delighted to have these on Jetstar Business Class. The variety that's been presented here, this is really sort of first rate, and I think any of our customers would be thrilled to have it.
Okay, Tony, it's your turn. Okay, 10 minutes and counting.
I don't want to get anything in too early. I'm pretty confident it's going to get up to the correct temperature.
You aren't giving yourself any leeway, are you? If it's not hot, you can't put it back in. But if it's too hot, you just take it out early. I mean, I can tell you this now because we've already wasted 3 minutes. The first thing I'd do is bang all 4 in the oven.
The time seemed to fly very fast, I'll say that.
The clock's ticking, isn't it?
It sure is.
When I pulled them out, I was most concerned about the chicken because that went in last and that only had a few minutes in there.
Hey, Tony.
Hi, good afternoon.
I've got to say, your brownie looks fantastic, but I'm just wondering how it would get on sliding in and out of the trolleys that they wheel up and down the aisle.
I think it would do fine because what it actually...
Should we ask David that question?
David, what do you think?
Well, I think, Tony, you might have a bit of a challenge. The ideal would be sort of flat with the top there. I love chocolate, don't get me wrong, it looks fantastic, but I think what you'll find there is it could do it a disservice.
Tell us about each dish, so start with David's.
So we have a ricotta and herb butter stuffed chicken breast, and that has a spinach puree, baby carrots and seared eggplant, pan-seared gurnard with asparagus and a caper-infused cream sauce, herb-crusted seared medium rare lamb, and it's sitting on a kurma rosti with green beans and a blueberry-infused jus, and a tomato puff pastry tart with olive oil, pecorino and fresh basil. And as with everyone's dish, the salad is walnut, kikarangi triple cream blue, balsamic fig glaze, and toasted walnuts with a little bit of orange juice. The dessert is a light chocolate brownie with blueberries, chocolate ganache, lemon clotted cream, and vanilla mascarpone.
You know, it's warm. Is that acceptable, David? What are your temperatures like?
I think a tad on the cool side.
How long were they out in the oven for?
Yeah, they all went in earliest 0.7 minutes.
You're just giving yourself no window.
Yeah.
And, you know, when we come back and talk about the reheating, it was a major part of this challenge.
What would you do if you sat in a plane and had a cold dish served to you?
I'd complain.
Let's hope that the flavours make up for the fact that it's not quite warm enough. Thanks, Tony.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Thanks, Tony.
The highlight for me here is the salad. I think it's absolutely delicious. My lamb was cooked nicely. He needed more sauce because you can see in the reheating I've just ended up with a glue on the bottom of the plate here. Just not quite there, but standard still very good.
He's cooked his fish really beautifully, And the asparagus is just right too. This brownie is way too hefty, apart from the fact that it's impractical for airlines. I don't need all that. I can take that top layer right off and just give me a nice disc, and I could have mashed it all up together and eaten it because I really like that.
Chicken was a little bit dry, but the puree sort of compensated for that. Nice taste, colour quite vibrant on those as I look down the table. Not as much colour and movement as I'd like to see, first impressions.
My tart's excellent. Really, really good. Really interesting vegetarian idea. I think he's done something different. It's beautifully cooked. I like the little charred effect of the tomatoes. The brownie's a little bit clumsy and the salad doesn't look as vibrant, but you know, it all tastes good. Very close, very close.
Okay, Brenton, you're next.
I'm 2 salads short, but I've got a bowl of Michelin to garnish with, and I've got a bowl of fresh herbs to garnish with. And basically, I used what was there to make up 4 salads. I was stressing out hard because they could either praise me for it or they could shut me down and say we're not tasting that because, you know, it wasn't on the plate.
This is massive, mate, isn't it? I mean, look at the size of my pie. Am I not the luckiest bloke in the world? Providing it's a good pie, that is.
Oh, you know, it's pretty hearty, I guess.
Beautiful little delicate leaves you've done on the top there. You've had time to make these pretty little leaves, but you know, we've got no bread roll, and all of a sudden our 2 salads have materialised into 4. What happened there?
I know I had a bowl of greens left to garnish with. Used it to make 2 salads into 4. Up to you guys whether that's allowed or not, but
Of course it is. You're in a kitchen. You do what you need to do. I'm sure on an aeroplane, David, you'd be happy if your flight crew did that.
I think that's good, smart innovation, Brenton.
Do you want to explain all the dishes for us, Brenton, starting with David's?
So we've got a lamb casserole, heaps of fresh herbs, packed with flavour. With that is served kumara mash. A snapper with a chowder sauce on kumara mash. We've got a smoked eggplant and mushroom curry served on rice. And we've got a chicken smoked bacon leeking corn pie.
Dinner for 2.
Dinner for 1 hungry man.
Leave us to taste and we'll see how we get on, huh?
Cool. Enjoy.
I've got a vegetable curry that, in typical Brenton fashion, you know, the seasoning and the flavour is excellent.
Guys, I've got an absolutely cracking pie. I mean, it is sensational. It's the best bit of puff pastry that's ever been turned out of a MasterChef kitchen. The creamy mixture inside with the chicken and the bacon and the sweet corn. It's a marriage made in heaven for me, and that is a banging pie. I don't want any dessert after this pie. I just want some fresh fruit salad. That's exactly what he's given me. I'm a very, very happy man.
Beautifully cooked fish. And one of those old school curries where they've used curry powder. It's like a French person's idea of what curry sauce is. And it's really good. Love the little Persian salad. I'm happy.
I loved it. I think all round great flavours, and I thought the salad was really innovative to be able to take 2 and make it into 4. That's really clever, and we'd like our crew to be doing that as well, so no one missed out.
Chelsea, you're next.
I took the foil off the phyllo, thinking it would crisp up and go nice and brown.
I don't know. I'm thinking I probably should have pre-cooked my phyllo parcel.
I get it out of the oven and it just looks awful, like the big brown log on a plate. I'm pretty nervous.
Chelsea,
Hi.
do you want to tell us what you've got here?
Josh has a lamb mint and pea phyllo pie, a eggplant and courgette parmigiana with goat's cheese and bocconcini, ricotta stuffed chicken wrapped in prosciutto with a sage and white wine sauce. David, you have the herb crumbed snapper fillet.
Great, thank you.
Generally, when you wrap something in phyllo pastry, you wrap it from cold. You wrapped it when it was hot. Why didn't you just, you know, go with stew? Because clearly this hasn't done what you wanted it to do.
No, it's not. In hindsight, I should have just served the stew because it was absolutely beautiful the way it was.
We're going to taste this and find out what the talking points are. Thank you. How'd you go, David?
Fish, taste is okay. Lots of different colours and sauces and things through here, a bit too much going on. Salad was crisp, colourful, pretty good. Fish is good.
Yeah, good. Well, it's just such a shame about the phyllo. Why she had to go and put that on, I don't know, because what she's made inside is delicious. It's a great stew. A couple of purees, pea puree, pumpkin puree, and some nice fresh vegetables. It's a nice dish, but she's gone and damaged it with the phyllo pastry around the outside.
This vegetarian dish is way beyond exceptional. It is so good. The little crunch on top, the cheese, the combination of the tomato with the aubergine. It is truly one of the best vegetarian dishes I've ever tasted in my life. And this little number here that's 2 runny, I actually love it. I agree, it's totally impractical, but I like to eat it. Yes, it's runny, but it tastes bloody good.
That's the trick though, when it's dribbling down there and all.
Well, I'll be careful.
We'll get you
I love the purees. The vegetables are perfect. The spinach puree in particular is knockout. I have to say though that even though I like these other things, the bottom line is my chicken's just a little bit undercooked and it wouldn't go on the plane. And maybe she won't either.
I'm walking into the kitchen for elimination, and I'm pretty convinced that it's probably all over for me.
I'm thinking I'm either second or third. I don't think I'm going to be last.
You just never know. Tony and Chelsea are a bit down on themselves. But saying that, I made a few mistakes as well.
Welcome everyone. Your challenge was to create the ultimate business class meal. And we had the Jetstar CEO, David Hall, along to help us rate the in-flight service.
I'd like to think we had 4 high flyers standing in front of us. But that in-flight dining challenge brought some of you back down to earth with a bump. Brenton, a bit of a crash landing at the end there. Plating up isn't really your strength, is it? It's always a bit of a rush and a panic. What goes on there?
I think as the challenge is getting harder, you know, we're getting less time as well. And I always seem to run out of time near the end. It all becomes a big stressful panic.
It's so hard to watch you towards the end. And it's always the same deal. That's not going to make New Zealand's MasterChef. Chelsea, a few problems getting some of the ingredients to work in the in-flight environment.
Yeah, I had ideas in my head about what was going to work, and I didn't probably think it through quite enough. In hindsight, you know, that lamb dish shouldn't have gone in that phyllo. It should have just gone on the plate. Instead, it came out looking rather unsavoury.
You know, it's final 4, the top 3 going away, and I've got so many things that I'm not happy about. It's just, yeah, it's really hard to relax and think that everything's going to be fine, because at this point in the competition, it probably isn't.
Well, as you know, this was quite a crucial challenge because there are some Jetstar tickets up for grabs to an international destination. Overall, David was very impressed with the standard you achieved. But not all of your dishes would make it to Jetstar Business Class, and not all of you will be enjoying business class service, winging your way to our next destination and a new challenge.
The stakes are incredibly high. On the line is my place in the competition and a wonderful trip overseas somewhere.
Anna, you served us 4 main courses with some pretty impressive accompaniments. And all 4 were absolutely brilliant. An extraordinary performance. You had us reaching for the skies. This is your boarding pass. And I tell you what, Anna, you have your wish. We're going to Singapore, the food capital of Asia.
Singapore! Wow! I was right. I'm so excited.
We were so impressed with your effort. You'll be flying their business class.
Oh, wow.
My fish dish was spectacular. Everything perfectly cooked. Well done, Anna.
It was a first-class meal, and to achieve those dishes in 2 hours, outstanding.
The Moroccan lamb was tender, it was full of flavour, the little peach tart was delicious. David from Jetstar was blown away. He loved the gnocchi.
Oh.
You set such a high standard. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Take a seat, and we'll see you in Singapore.
Here's your boarding pass, Anna. Well done.
I'm so wrapped. I'm so wrapped.
Brenton, you made a couple of curries for your in-flight dishes. Do you think curries are a good idea for an in-flight dish?
As soon as Simon starts grilling me about the curries, I'm just, you know, like, great, you know, I just shot myself in the foot. I'm definitely in the bottom 2 now. In hindsight, probably not. You know, I tried to make them as mild as possible, you know, because if you've got a violent curry, then it's probably not going to be the best thing on a long-haul flight. He's giving you the evil eye, you know, like you've committed some horrendous crime by putting curry on an airplane tray.
You're right. A violent curry would be a bad thing, but yours weren't violent. They were delicious. I could have eaten the whole lot right then and there. Congratulations, we've got a seat for you on the plane with Anna.
Yes.
All right.
Last week, mate.
Oh, it's insane. You know, I've only ever been out of New Zealand twice, and both been to Australia. So going to Singapore, man, it's really cool. I'm stoked.
Brenton, you know you worry me, but that chicken pie you gave me was spectacular. The puff pastry on it was the best I've seen in MasterChef. It was beautiful and crispy. It was fantastic. It was probably intended for an extra hungry traveller, but I loved it all the same. Please take a seat. Business class, in fact. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Well done.
Cheers.
Both Brenton and Anna are safe, and in business class no less. And it's down to Chelsea and I.
Chelsea and Tony, not a great day. Chelsea, that chocolate dessert, was it a mousse, was it a cream, or was it just a big mistake?
I think it was a bit of everything. I'm not feeling very confident. I'm pretty nervous at this point. I'm pretty worried.
Tony, I'm not sure I'd like to get a just warm in-flight meal. Reheating was a big part of this challenge.
Yes.
David from Jetstar wasn't convinced that you'd chosen the right combination of flavours in some of your dishes. And he worried that some of those dishes wouldn't be right in the business class environment.
It's quite stressful standing in front of those judges. I'm rattling through my head what I know is wrong with my dishes, and I'm rattling through my head what I think could be wrong with Chelsea's dishes, and I'm trying to figure out which is worse.
Tony, Chelsea, you should both be proud you've got this far. It was a very tough challenge. For our next destination, we're only taking those who really deserve it and we feel can really perform.
Chelsea, you've been a terrific cook in this competition. And Tony, we've enjoyed many great dishes from you.
It's pretty awful standing up there. You're being pointed out as the one that's performed the worst. It's just a hideous feeling.
Tony, you're coming to Singapore. And guess what, Chelsea? We're going to seat for you two right next to him. You're all going to Singapore.
It takes me a couple of seconds to kind of figure out what's going on, but then I realise that no one's going home and I'm going to Singapore.
What a wicked trick. They really pulled a ripper on us today.
Oh, they're so mean to us. No one saw that coming at all.
The very first reaction is damn it, I'm feeling a bit ripped off right now. But, you know, at the same time, it's like, well, that's awesome, you know, because we all get to go.
Nobody failed today.
Oh my God.
There was certainly a difference of quality and performance between you, but David felt you all achieved something special. Congratulations.
A little bit peeved off. At the end of the day, this challenge was bloody hard and someone deserved to go. That's how I feel. If I had a bad week next week and I ended up going, I would be pissed off.
I'm happy with the decision. I'll roll with it.
Well, here are your boarding passes, Tony and Chelsea, but you'll be sitting a little further back in the aircraft.
That's okay.
Here you go.
Seat 53C. So, you know, it's not quite business class, but hey, I don't care. I thought I was on a bus home. This is so exciting.
It's now time for you all to leave the MasterChef kitchen. You've got a plane to catch. We'll see you in Singapore. Congratulations.
Next time on MasterChef New Zealand.
Welcome to the Lion City, Singapore.
The top 4 head off on the food adventure of their lives.
It's pretty crazy.
But a storm is brewing.
Strategically, it's smart to blow the whistle on them.
You've put us in a pretty awkward situation.
I didn't know anything about it.
You don't go and rat behind someone's back.
And not all of them will survive.
Really sorry to see you go.
Last time on MasterChef New Zealand, the top 4 cooked in-flight meals.
It's too stressful for me to watch.
While Anna and Brenton served up first-class dishes,
This is a total slam dunk. 4 sensational dishes.
Tony and Chelsea both just scraped into economy.
You're all going to Singapore.
Tonight on MasterClass, 3 ways with beef. Cameron, the countdown butcher, chops up 3 cuts for the MasterChef judges.
Chefs never make it easy.
No, they don't.
Simon cooks a prime rib roast.
Whoa.
Ray turns up the heat with a flank steak.
Glad you're paying attention.
And Josh whips up a braised short rib with trimmings.
Here I come. I made up my mind now. Here I come. I'm living the moment. I'm gonna set my face to a new horizon, and I run to seize the day. Here I come. I made up my mind now. Here I come.
As time goes on, I realise how valuable these masterclasses are. There have been techniques that I've used that have actually won me challenges.
It's quite nice not having to go from challenge straight into another challenge, you know. There's a lovely day where you can just relax and not have to worry about being eliminated, and also learn from some of the best too. So yeah, masterclasses, everyone loves those.
We get to learn and relax. Really, it's about relaxing them. So it's a great day, masterclass.
Welcome to MasterClass, the same 4 as last week. What are the chances of that?
What a week it's been. Unbelievable. Somebody thought they were going home, but you were all good enough to be here. Where'd you get that tie, Brenton?
I don't actually know where it's from. This guy got it. Oh, I just borrowed it from Tony. I was like, oh, maybe I might wear a tie today. And he, you know, why not?
Did you know how to tie a tie?
Nah.
Who did that for you?
Tony. Sorted it out for me.
Tony, you must be thinking you're a bit lucky to be here about now.
Yeah, I am definitely thinking I'm lucky to be here. That was a really close call. Yep.
Chelsea, you looking forward to going to Singapore?
Oh, I can't wait, and I just can't believe how lucky I feel to still be here. Not only to still be here, but jetting off to Singapore. It's unbelievable.
I sort of got the feeling that perhaps you'd resigned yourself to going home.
I kind of had, just because the lamb dish was it was pretty crappy.
She tells us that now.
There was only one crappy part about it, and that was the phyllo pastry. The rest of it was delicious, as we said. You all served fantastic food.
Anna, how do you feel about 3 companions coming to Singapore? You probably only rather have 2, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm really confused actually.
You think we should have got rid of one?
Yeah.
Who would you like to have seen go?
Hard to say. I might have thought maybe Tony.
Really? Don't rate the other 2?
No, just I don't not rate them. That sounds terrible.
You're obviously pretty sure that now you're on the road to winning this.
I'd like to think that. That's why I'm here.
No point in being here otherwise.
Exactly.
On a more positive note, you are the top 4. You are all going to Singapore. Congratulations.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
But before you head off, we've got just enough time for a masterclass. And today we're talking beef. Now, most of us know how to cook a steak. There's a lot more to beef than that, and we're going to go through a few other cuts and a few different cuts that you can also use. Then we're going to have a crack at some slow-cooked beef recipes. What are you guys cooking?
I'm going to do a prime rib roast. And it is so easy to do, but it tastes delicious.
Well, I'm actually going to do a really fast recipe for beef, which is a flank steak recipe, which most people think is a slow-cooked thing. But I'm going to do it really fast.
I'm going to do short ribber beef, classic American cut, not so widely used in other places, but absolutely sensational. Long cook, about 3.5 hours. But first, please welcome an expert on cuts of beef, Cameron, the Countdown Butcher.
It'll be fascinating to watch Cameron, the Countdown Butcher, work. I've never really seen a full beast being butchered before, so yeah, it's going to be great.
Hey, how's it going? Good.
Cameron, welcome back to the MasterChef Kitchen.
Thank you, Josh. It's good to be here, and happy to show some contestants how to cut up some beef today.
Yeah, well, you are the man who knows everything about beef.
Sure do.
You've already got a beast here ready for us. Why don't you start by going through what comes from where?
So we've got the forequarter here. From the forequarter, you get the shin meat, you get the blade, you get the chuck, the Scotch fillet runs behind here, brisket and short ribs through here. And on the hindquarter, you get a lot of your frying steaks. So you get your T-bone or sirloin, eye fillet, inside, rump, knuckle, top side, and more shin meat at the top.
All right, well, we need a couple of really nice cuts and a few interesting cuts, so it's lucky you're here. Simon, what are you doing?
I'm after a prime rib, 3.5 kilos approximately.
So the prime rib runs across the back here, through the back and on these back ribs here. So what we need to do is take some of the other cuts away to get to the prime rib. So I'm going to start with taking the banjo off, which is the blade and the shin. So first I'll make a cut through the top here.
Whoa.
So here we have the banjo. What comprises of the banjo is the shin meat and the blade through here. So what I'll do now is take some of that flank out that lots of people use for stir fries. So I'm just going to cut the brisket off here. So that is the brisket. So you could use that for brisket rolled roast. Makes a beautiful roast. So now I'll take the chuck off. So we have the chuck on the bone here. This is definitely a great stewing meat.
Where's my piece of meat, Cameron?
Where's
Come
your
on,
piece
mate.
of meat? It's hidden right at the back. This is the full prime rib here that you're after. And that there is your short rib.
That's what I call a rib, isn't it? One of those to gnaw on.
This will be the hardest part.
Sorry about this, mate. I should have picked another cut, shouldn't I?
Chefs never make it easy.
No, they don't. It's a beautiful thing. I'm going to take it and run. Thank you, Cameron.
No worries, Simon.
All right, Cameron. How you going?
Yeah, good, thanks, Josh.
God, you had your work cut out for you there, didn't you?
I did indeed, yeah.
So this is a short rib here, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is.
So what I want is I want a nice, pretty squarish piece.
So 4 ribs, yeah?
Yeah, 4 ribs sounds good. I'll tell you what, why don't we just take it straight in half?
Yeah.
In 2 pieces.
Just cut it first to make it a bit easier for me. Perfect.
Good,
Great.
man. That was easy. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Josh.
Hey, Cameron.
Hi.
You can put the saw away, I think. Now.
I think so. Am I
Yeah,
allowed
you
to
can
put that away?
You know, relax. You got the easy. I want the easy part. I'd like the flank.
This comes from the underside of the animal, from the ribs down to the buttock of the rump.
Yeah. It might look scrappy, but it's not a part of the beast to be underestimated, is it?
No,
It has a
definitely
beautiful flavour.
It does have a beautiful
Yeah.
flavour. There's 2 types of flank. There's this flank that runs through here, and then there's an underside paddle flank, which is a beautiful piece of meat. As you would refer to it as a teardrop.
Yeah, because it's shaped like a bit like a teardrop.
Yeah. So you just peel that out. So that's the piece of the paddle skirt there. It does have a bit of skin running across the top of it. What you can do is peel that back and tidy that up.
I'll run
Take
away
that?
with this and
Yeah.
I'll clean it all up. And
Oh, great.
Hey, thanks very much.
No worries, Ray.
See ya.
Thanks.
Hey, Cameron, thank you very much for doing that. We've all got our pieces of meat. It's been a pleasure having you in the MasterChef kitchen. I hope you learnt something off Cameron, guys.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Good luck, guys, and thanks for having me.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Right, I'll get on and start cooking, guys.
We'll take this away and do a bit of work
See
on
you
it.
shortly.
We're out of here.
Right.
Good luck.
So what I'm going to show you today is cooking of that prime rib, which is the signature dish at the Jervois Steakhouse. This is a barbecue showstopper, but you cook it in the oven. So the first thing we need to do is just trim a little bit of this fat out of in here, leaving that flap on the top. Now, if there was a lot of fat through here, you could trim it up. Just take it off a little bit like that, just to trim it down a fraction. That's all the fat I need to take off, and we need to season it. So I'm just going to make a seasoning slurry up with some Mayo River salt and cracked black pepper in there. Let's get some extra virgin olive oil, probably about 2 or 3 tablespoons in there. Mix that up. And I'm going to be relatively generous with getting this on here. So I'm just going to get it all over the joint. There we go. So I preheated the oven to 200 and 20 degrees Celsius. And we're going to pop it in there, and we're going to leave it in there for 20 minutes, and then we're going to reduce the oven temperature down to 160 degrees, and then it will take at least an hour and a half to cook. And we're looking for an internal temperature of 48 degrees, because what happens when we pull it out of the oven?
Keeps cooking.
Keeps cooking for a little bit, doesn't it? And that'll take it up to our sort of, 55 degrees that we want for a medium rare. While that's doing its thing, I'm going to show you a Caesar salad, because I think a Caesar salad with a bit of prime rib will be just the business. So I've got some bacon here, streaky bacon. You can see it's already gone to the oven at 180 degrees. I've got some bread here, sort of day-old bread, and I'm going to make some croutons. The crusts have come off. I'm just going to roughly chop that up. I've got some rough croutons there. I kind of want them to look rustic. I don't want them to look like I pulled them out of a bag from the supermarket. You can use extra virgin olive oil or butter. In my case, I'm going to use just a little bit of both. But I'm quite generous with the melted butter going on there. Toss them around, and it'll absorb some of the oil and butter, and then when I crunch into the crouton, that's going to be the flavour. Take some salt, cracked pepper. Now already we know they're going to be good to eat, but once I toast them up, even better. Caesar dressing. It's always important, I think, to make your own. It's easy to make. I've got 2 egg yolks. I've got some anchovies, 3 anchovy fillets. I've got half a garlic clove going in here. I've got a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. I've got a tablespoon of lemon juice, and I've got some Dijon mustard, and that's just 1 teaspoon. And I've got 1.5 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese that's been grated up. We'll blend that up. So we can see that that's blended up nicely. I'm adding a mixture of oils, of which is 100 mils of canola oil and 50 mils of extra virgin olive oil to give it that little olive oil flavour. We're just very slowly drizzling that in. And hey presto, there you go, you've got a fantastic looking dressing. It's thickened up nicely, hasn't it? I've got a little bit of mayonnaise here, which I'm going to add to it. And it's what I call a stretcher. So I'm just stretching the amount out, and I know that the flavour will be really good. So quick, easy Caesar salad dressing. Now croutons are doing their thing. And my bacon's looking good. Crispy.
Yum.
Happy about that?
Yum.
All right.
I'm looking for my croutons to have a bit of colour on the outside, but I still want them to be a little soft in the middle. Just a little soft in the middle. And the other trick that I love to do is just heat the croutons a little bit always before I serve them. You know, it really does make a crouton in a salad quite yummy if they're heated. Here we go.
Wow. That's a beaut.
Check that baby out. This has been in close to 2 hours, but let's just have a look, see what temperature it is. So there we are. It's bang on 50 degrees at the moment. 48, 50 degrees, it's absolutely perfect. This will be lovely and rare and really spectacular. So what we need to do now is to rest it for 30 minutes. To make the Caesar salad, I've got some cos lettuce, and one of the tricks, a tip I can give you for making a good salad is always make sure that the lettuce is dry, otherwise the dressing doesn't stick to it. Let's have some dressing in here. And I like, you know, the dressing to coat the leaves. I want to see that there is a dressing there. So I spend a bit of time to really toss it round. We've got some of our bacon, our croutons that are warm. Now I find the best thing now to arrange a salad and make it look good are these things. So they're nice and clean. Our lettuce can go in here now. Give it a little height, plenty of bacon. So there we go, there's our salad ready. Our meat is now rested for long enough. The bones are running along there. Can you see the bones? And I'm going to come in here with a knife and run down until my knife hits the bone. And then the knife is just going to follow the bone. There we go. There's always somebody around in the kitchen that needs to have a little taste, so we cut an end piece off. And that looks pretty good, don't you think? Now I'm going to come through, I'm going to cut a portion. It's about a good 1.5 inches, so that's what I call a steak. Just a little salt on there, there's a little olive oil. And this could be going on your barbecue. Have a peek. There we go. So there we've got a piece that could go on a plate like that. But for me, one nice, beautiful, rare piece of prime rib. It's probably enough to serve 2 people. Garnish that very quickly with some horseradish, some rosemary and garlic balsamousse. This is just parsley and extra virgin olive oil blended up. And lastly, an anchovy to sit on top of our salad, and we're done. I'm really keen to hear what you guys think of my Jewish steak signature prime rib with horseradish and Caesar salad. Come and have a taste. And of course, Mount Difficulty Pinot Noir. You better have a glass of that.
That's a big piece.
Come on, get in and have a taste of it.
Okay, take one.
To make Simon's prime rib roast with Caesar salad, you'll need these ingredients. Start checking the meat's temperature 20 minutes before you expect to finish cooking. Insert the thermometer into the thickest part of the meat, avoiding bone or fat. The Caesar dressing can be stored in an airtight container in the fridge for up to 4 weeks. Fisher and Paykel ovens have a roast function, which takes the hard work out of roasting. In the first 20 minutes, the grill sears the meat for perfectly brown roasts and delicious crunchy crackling. In the second stage of the roast function, the oven switches to bake. You only have to set the oven once and it will do the rest. If you have more than 1 tray of veggies to roast, use the fan-forced function. It's specifically designed for multi-tray cooking, evenly cooking on up to 3 shelves. Lower the temperature slightly to 190 degrees centigrade as fan functions cook more quickly than bake does.
We saw that fantastic rib roast of Simon's and we tasted it. Beautiful, succulent meat, really lovely. I'm going to use a completely different sort of cut of meat, which looks sort of thin and mean and coarsely grained. This is flank steak, and a lot of people think that this is used for slow cooking, and it can be, but you can also use it for really fast cooking. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make pan-fried flank steak with a soft-boiled egg sauce. But I'm going to sit it on some really nice steamed potatoes as well, because I don't know about you, but I really like meat and potatoes. You can't beat it. And what I want to do is just sort of flavour this up a wee bit. A bit of olive oil, got some finely chopped garlic here. Just put that on there as well. We'll do both of them. And the thing about this particular cut of beef is its flavour. This cut of beef has just such a great beefy flavour. You know, it's really beefy and it cooks really quickly. It's also a cheaper cut. I've got some garlic and olive oil on there so far. I want some pepper, and I really like pepper on steak, so I'm going to put quite a bit on. Right, I'm not going to put any salt on this yet, because I don't want to draw out any of the moisture. I'll put that on just before I cook it. Wash my hands. Those can go over there for now. Anna, I need your help. Sure. Would you mind? I want you to steam these potatoes. Now, grab a big knife, because what you need to do is slice these up. 1.5 centimetres, okay? And then throw them in there with some salt, put the lid on, and we're in business. What I've got here, to go in the sauce is some boiled eggs. Now these boiled eggs, they're not really soft, but they're nice and sort of just on the firm side of runny.
What's your secret to the best soft-boiled egg?
These ones were put into cold water. They were brought to the boil for 2 minutes and cooled down, which takes a bit of time. So by the time they were cold, they're still on the firm side of runny.
Yeah.
All right? If I'd picked them up and went to eat them, they'd actually be too runny. That's why if I do that for a 4-minute egg to eat for my breakfast and take it straight out of the hot pan, put it in an egg cup, whip the top off, it's going to be just right. All right? The one thing that I was going to put into the sauce today, and it's a very typical thing for egg sauces and as béarnaises, is tarragon. But we couldn't get any fresh tarragon today, but we've got dried tarragon. And dried tarragon is one of the dried herbs that I will use because you actually do get a very good tarragon flavour with dried tarragon. And instead of putting, dried herb into a sauce which isn't cooked, I'm actually going to put it on the beef. Do you want to just put, maybe not quite all of that on those 2 pieces of beef? Take it over that side, Anna.
Both sides?
Yep, I'm going to make this sauce. This is dead easy. All I'm going to do is get these eggs. I'm going to chop them up really coarsely. I'm doing it just like that in my hand, my scrupulously clean hands, of course. So this is sort of the rustic French egg sauce. I want about 75 mils of olive oil, which is probably just enough to... It's probably enough. 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. So you want a little bit sharp. 3 tablespoons of capers. Finely grated zest of a lemon, so that can go in there as well. So it's quite lemony, quite sharp. Now, the other thing I want is a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. And the other thing I want is some anchovies. Now, these are my favourite anchovies. These are orchids. These come from Basque Country on the Atlantic coast of Spain. And you have a look at the colour of them. They're rose pink. You smell them. They've got absolutely none of that rancid, that slightly corrupt smell that you often get with cheap anchovies. Well, nothing like it. I want 8 of these. They're beautiful. They're pink. They're so different from those sort of grey looking things you get. Do you want to taste it?
Yeah, I'll taste it.
I'll rush up here and have a little bit of this. I always think anchovies are part of growing up. When you start liking anchovies, you can really be grown up. Come on, Brenton. What's it taste like? Oh, come on, Brenton.
Quite fishy.
Fishy, salty.
Salty.
You don't really like it though, do you?
I'm not a huge fan of anchovies, no.
Okay.
But you can tell that they're good quality anchovies.
You come back when you're grown up then. All right? So I want some chopped anchovies. So they're going to go in there now. That must be really hot, is it? Yep. Yeah. Right. I think today I'll just cook one of these. A minute each side. Yep. You've got to eat this medium rare, I'm afraid. So if you don't like medium rare steak, it's probably not going to work for you.
Have you salted that yet, or do you?
I haven't salted it. You can put a bit on now, please, Anna. Thank you. Glad you're paying attention. Good. That's heaps. Thank you. Nice and brown. See that? And you can see the grain of it, and you can probably see why it's called a teardrop steak. Okay. Right, over here, what I need to put a little bit of pepper in here. And a little bit of salt, but I'm going to watch the salt because I've got mustard in here. I don't know how salty that mustard is. And of course I've got capers and I've got anchovies, so I've got a few salty things happening in there, so I don't want to throw too much of that. And I want to mix the mustard through, but I don't want to squash all the eggs. So I'm just being a little bit careful as to how that works. Okay, and that's all I have to do except taste it. Righto, let's take that off. And I want to make a very, very quick pan jus. 150 mils of wine. So that can go in there. Whoa! That's pretty good, eh? Let that cook. I want to boil off that alcohol. And then I've got some concentrated beef jus. Yeah, I think the pan's pretty hot. And all I'm going to do is just let that boil down and reduce until it just gets a little bit syrupy, so that what I end up with is a small amount of meat jus that just gives this dish a bit of meat grunt. It just needs to have a bit of sort of wet with it, which has a strong meat flavour. We'll do this family style on a big white platter. I want a nice line of potatoes down there, but all right. And I think that's good. Keep it, look, it's family style. No, don't say that rustic word. Rustic is some sort of excuse for when it's not out of a restaurant, you know? I'm not doing that sort of cooking. This is good French cuisine bourgeoise. It's middle-class cookery by people who've got money, they don't want to waste money, and they know about good food. That's what this food is, all right? We're going to slice up the steak. I'm just going to slice this up very thinly, and you can see I'm chopping across the grain of the meat. What would happen if I chopped with it?
Tough.
It'd be really chewy and tough, because it's like wood, you know? It works the same principle. Chop across the grain of the wood and you can snap it. You do it long and it'll bend. Yeah. So you got the meat, the potatoes. Here comes the gravy. Put the sauce on top. The other things I want with this are lots of watercress, which I really like. And it's the Julia Child School of Food presentation, something down the middle, something down each side, on a white platter, always looks good. Olives, some chervil on top, not too much. And there it is, flank steak, pan-fried flank steak with boiled egg sauce. I mean, yeah.
To cook Ray's delicious flank steak and potatoes with soft-boiled egg sauce, shop for these ingredients. The egg sauce will go well with any cuts of beef. If tarragon isn't available, use finely diced gherkin instead. Fry flank steak quickly over high heat. If you cook it for too long, it'll become tough.
Here we have it, steamed potatoes, pan-fried flank steak, soft-boiled egg sauce. Why don't you come up and have a taste? Come on. And we're going to have it with this really good cottage block Hawke's Bay Cabernet Merlot, which is going to go really well with the steak. It's got flavours of plum and blackcurrant, and this medium rare meat is going to go really well with the Bordeaux style wine. So it's not going to jump onto the plates by itself, guys. Help yourself. Steak and watercress, very classic.
There you go, Ray.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, interesting cut of meat as well. I've never really used that before.
It's a really interesting cut of meat. They use it in other cultures for things like really hot, fast stir fries,
yep.
fajitas, stuff like that. And it works really well like this, even with anchovies.
Good.
Right, cheers, guys. Very good. We'll see you later. Josh,
cheers, Ray.
Over to you.
Yeah, good. All right, guys, lucky last. So, the dish I'm doing today is a braised short rib of beef. It's a simple braise, and you don't use a hell of a lot of ingredients, but what is there really counts. We have sugar, which we're going to make a caramel with. Normal caramel, we've made a few caramels before, and we've got some really nice spices. Now, the spices I'm going to use, we've got star anise, we've got clove, cardamom, fennel seeds, cumin seeds, coriander seeds, black pepper, white pepper, and be generous, use lots. The one thing you do when you're cooking spices is generally you crush them and then you roast them. In this case, we're not going to crush them because I'm going to put them whole through the sauce mixture. When we come to the end of the cooking process, I actually want to be able to pull them out. And if I've sort of crushed them all through there and they're all fine spices, then it's going to be a little bit harder to get them all out of there, okay? So they can go straight in the pan, and we do go through the roasting process to start bringing the flavour out of all of those spices. We've got a really big fatty piece of short rib, okay? It's a lovely, lovely cut. You can see the bones going through here. I think I'm going to lose that fourth bone. I don't really think I need it. And when you look at the end there's not a lot of meat on there. And take it straight off the end. The reason I'm really taking that off is by the time I cook this, it's going to shrink right up this way, and it's going to pull off the bones and shrink this way as well. So we'll go straight into the pan with that. Nice hot pan, season it all over. You want to get a really good colour on this piece of meat, okay? You don't want to be shy on the colour. I want to get it really nice and golden. The golden colour is flavour, okay? So we get really nice dark colour all over the outside of it. Chuck it into a really raging hot pan and leave it. Exactly what Ray said. Don't touch it, just leave it alone. Let it cook. Now, spices, you can tell straight away, they're roasting away there really nicely. They smell fantastic. Just keep them moving. You've got to be careful that you don't burn these spices. My caramel's working, beef's looking good. I need someone to come up here and do some Pomme puree for me. Brenton, good man, let's go. We're also making Pomme puree today, which is mashed potatoes essentially, but it's a fine form of mashed potatoes. So what I've got is got some really nice boiled potatoes that I've just cooked. What I'm going to do with it is just sort of make it in front of us and make it together so we can actually just stand here and push it and push it and push it and push it so that you understand how much cream and how much butter you can actually get there before you need to get scared. And then we leave it on the side for 10 minutes and you come back to it and it's sort of set up a little bit and you need to probably add a little bit more and work it again, add a little bit more moisture. You know, same thing with cooking, things are always evolving and things are always changing. Okay, my caramel's ready, and to stop it cooking I'm going to go straight in with the vinegar, sherry vinegar. And that caramel's obviously raging hot. We need that vinegar in this recipe to cut through all this fat that's in here. The spices give it a wonderful, wonderful flavouring, and obviously the sugar is for a little bit of sweetness, which is nice as well. You can see the meat's coming along really nicely. I'll pour my stock. I've got a little bit of the nice Campbell's beef stock, which is very, very light. And then I've got this 1/3 reduction, which is a really fantastic, more like a veal jus basically. It's like a rich beef stock, and this is really going to provide the body for this piece of meat. And you can see straight away when I start bringing it out, it's completely gelatinous. I can hold a piece up pretty much to the light, and I know it's crystal clear all the way through. And that just tells me that the stock has been taken care of. It's been skimmed properly, it's been looked after, it's been cooked at the right degree, it's been let to sit. It's just in perfect condition. So I've roasted off our short rib. See, you've got nice colour all over. We're going to put that straight in on top of the spices there. Then it's a matter of transferring our stock in there also. Pour it all over. And we're going to bring that up to the boil. Okay, Brenton, what we normally use in a kitchen to make really nice pomme puree is called a drum sieve, which is, you know, a pastry sieve they use for sieving flour. It's round like a drum, it's got a mesh face on it. So we're going to use similar process here. Basically, you're going to start with small amounts at a time and just press it through that sieve there like that, okay? What you don't want to do is you want to just push it through the holes. If you smear it and if you sort of work it too much, it's going to go snotty, gluey, you know, it's going to go a really weird texture. So away you go, little and often.
Right.
Now you can see that this has come up to boil. I've got it submerged about 2/3 of the way up and I'm leaving the bones up. And the steam and everything else like that will just cook it all the way through. Now there's a few absolutely critical things with braising anything. Bring it to the boil, let all the impurities and anything else that's in there rise to the top. There's virtually nothing in here, which is fantastic. The veal stock is crystal clear and totally pure, so it's golden as it is. It's going to go straight in the oven. Okay, and we're going to cook it about 150, 160, anything from 3 to 4 hours, depending on the size of the meat. Once it's finished cooking and it comes out of the oven, let it cool down in the liquid you've cooked it in. Do not be tempted to take it out of the liquid. Whatever you do, do not take it out of the liquid. And a good indication of what sort of temperature you need it to drop to is a good ambient temperature is blood temperature. Okay? Take it down to that and you can then remove it from the stock. Okay? Very, very, very important. The stock that you've braised it in, 60% goes towards making a lovely sauce. The 40% goes to reheat the meat back up during a service, okay? So our sauce, got a little bit of olive oil going in there, got a little bit of chopped garlic, a little bit of shallot. In a professional kitchen sauce section, Chef Saucier is the highest ranking section in the kitchen. It is the most senior section. That's the guy he's done this job, he's done vegetables, he's done larder, he's done all these stations, he's done fish station, and then last of all, you arrive at meat station. People work years in kitchens, 5, 6, 7 years. All they want to do, I want to get on meat, I want to get on meat, I want to get on meat. It is one of the best jobs in the kitchen. So I'm sweating down my shallots and garlic. I spent years on veg section, but I like vegetables. It's sort of a fast and furious section. When the meat guy's sort of cooking one piece of meat, you're generally on your stove cooking 4 or 5 different vegetables and garnishes and all sorts of things going on. It's a total frantic section. It really is, you know, the meat guy leads the service. He's the one calling, we're going on this, we're going on this, we're going on, you know, 2 this, 3 that, whatever. Veg section that's sort of running around and just following him and trying to keep up. And, you know, once you've been through veg station, you got through fish and you got to meat and you're in charge of the kitchen essentially and you're driving it. Veg boy better keep up. You had to keep up. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of mushroom in this. I love these mushrooms, field mushrooms. I'm not going to take the chokes out or anything like that. I think it's fantastic just that it is. I'm going to just do basically a nice dice. That's going to go straight in the pan. How are we doing?
Done.
Done. You can see by the consistency, it's stretchy. Okay, it's not quite what we want. It's a little bit elastic, but it should be okay. We're going to work with it and see how we go. Now what you're going to do is start slowly back on the heat. and you're going to start adding the cream. Now I've brought a little bit of cream to the boil, and Brenton is going to start slowly beating in that cream, just bit by bit by bit by bit, whilst just keeping an eye on that, make sure it stays nice and smooth. I've got a nice piece of short rib here that I cooked earlier. The term falling off the bone sort of comes to mind because it literally is stripped off the back. That's been cooked for about 3.5 hours. And what I'm doing, as you can see, I'm just warming it back up in the braising liquid that it was cooked in. So originally it had all the spices into it. And what I've done is I've gone in there and I've taken a piece of meat out. I've brought the liquid, the braising liquid, back to the boil. I've strained the spices off, so the spices are all gone, they're done with. And what I'm left with is my nice piece of meat and my braising liquid, which I've then divided sauce and warming up liquid. So a portion of the cooking liquid I've put back in the pan, and I'm going to reduce that gently to a glaze, and it's going to coat all over that meat. So our sauce is going well. I've got my mushrooms sauteed off there. I've got a little bit more vinegar. I'm going to go straight in there, and that's just going to give me a little bit more acid. And then our stock goes in. How's it going?
Good.
Okay, whoop. Okay, we're going to stop there on the cream. We've added about a 1/4 ratio of cream. I can see it's starting to come to a nice consistency. It looks silky smooth. I've got some nice cold butter in the fridge, and I'm going to start adding that cold butter and see how much I can get in. It's that old thing of, you know, no matter how healthy we like to eat, and I love to eat healthy, but, you know, if someone puts a bowl of proper Pomme puree in front of me, there's no way I'm not just going to destroy it, you know. How can you not? Okay, and let's start adding the butter in. I've got a really nice rich piece of beef. I've got a nice sauce based on the braising liquid. I've got silky Pomme puree, which is rich and buttery. I want some nice, simple, sort of steamed, fresh vegetables that are just going to sort of freshen the whole thing up, because it is a rich, rich dish, this one. So asparagus, line them all up like this. I've cut the base off. I'll just take them naturally into some little lengths. So I've got our asparagus there. Got some broccoli. It's a fantastic vegetable. How's it going? We're getting there, aren't we? How's it looking? It's looking nice.
What happens if you put too much butter in? Does it all sort of get this slicky, oily
it can split.
Yeah.
It can split, and it can get sort of an oily sheen to it that is just not right. You have to be really careful.
And if you take it to that point, you pass the point of return, it's stuffed, is it?
It can be, yeah.
Yeah.
The other important thing, obviously, with adding all this butter and cream is don't boil it, okay? Do not boil it. Bring it back up to temperature. Get it hot, but don't boil it. Do not boil it. You can see our piece of meat down there is slowly sort of getting to the point. We'll look underneath and see how it's going. You've got to be really, really careful. And the easiest thing to use in all these situations is use your hand. My hand is more reliable than anything else. So you can see it's reducing down to a nice glaze. I'm basically just going to slowly baste. It's down to about the consistency that I want. I don't want to go down much further than that. I'm just going to gently cook away these vegetables. I've got them in a little bit of olive oil. I've got them on a nice delicate heat. My beet's ready, my sauce is ready, my Pomme puree is pretty much ready on the side there. I really just want to gently sort of sweat them down in the olive oil. I've put a little bit of seasoning in just to help it along. I've just got a little bit of water, and water's all we really need. So you can see just a couple of spoons of water. Yeah, just enough to create some steam and help the cooking. Okay, a little bit more water there, and then I'll turn it off. Now I've got a little bit of ricotta and lemon juice that I'm going to put through the vegetables as well. I've got some nice lemon, I'm going to zest in there. And this just sort of provides a little bit of freshness in contrast to the rich Pomme puree. A little bit of lemon juice in there. I'm also going to put a little bit of olive oil in there. Nice and citrusy. The ricotta is absolutely delicious. Needs a little bit of salt as well. Okay, I'm going to serve this in sort of a way that we're going to do short rib for two, okay? Because I've got a massive cut there. It's a big, rich cut. The vegetables are going to go straight in a nice little side dish there. Sauce, I'm going to bring that up to the boil and make sure it's just boiled. And the last thing I've got to put through that sauce is a little bit of chopped parsley. We've got a nice big board here. We're going to put this nice big bit of braised short rib up on there. You've got a Pomme puree, which you can see is nice and shiny, and in the time that you've done that, it's just thickened up slightly, just a tiny bit. So we are going to add just a touch more cream. Now, see how before it was just dropping, and now it's sort of running? I want it just at that running consistency. Now you can see that what it's doing is it's sort of sinking, but it's not sinking all the way. If I turn around and shook it, I should be able to shake it flat, but it's not going to sit flat unless I touch it. I've got some really nice fresh chives, which I think are fantastic with it. So this is our ricotta mix with our lemon, a little bit of seasoning and olive oil, a little bit of fresh lemon over the top. Sauce, we're going to pour it into a nice little sauce bowl and serve that on the side. And so there you sort of have it. Rib of beef for two bones, 1 bone each. A really nice sauce made with the braising liquid. Easy, job done.
To impress your friends with Josh's tasty braised short rib, Pomme puree and vegetables, you'll need these ingredients. When cooking the beef, leave the spices whole for easy removal. The beef can be cooked the day before, then reheated to serve. Boil the cream for the Pomme puree, but add the butter cold.
So there it is. Come up and taste, will you? Great, awesome. We've got some really nice Syrah for you to try as well. This is a cottage block from Hawke's Bay. A really nice deep, rich wine, pepper and rich fruits, and this should work really well with the acidity of the beef, the Pomme puree and everything else. Nice red wine. Syrah is a great wine to match with this beef. Hey Ray, how you doing?
This looks absolutely... Yeah, do you realise how lucky we are to have this guy?
Yeah.
You know? International standard. Beautiful.
Well, there we go. Big surprise. This week, there are still 4 of you left. You're about to head off to the culinary capital of Asia, Singapore.
Yeah, so stoked.
But let me tell you, it ain't no holiday.
It'll be fun. It'll be exciting. It'll be an experience you never forget.
Good luck.
Yeah,
Thank
good luck,
you.
guys.
Cheers to the top 4 still.
Top 4.
We'll see you in Singapore.
Next time on MasterChef New Zealand,
Welcome to the Lion City, Singapore.
the top 4 head off on the food adventure of their lives.
It's pretty crazy.
But a storm is brewing.
Strategically, it's smart to blow the whistle on them.
You've put us in a pretty awkward situation.
I didn't know anything about it.
You don't go and rat behind someone's back.
And not all of them will survive.
Really sorry to see you go.
Last time on MasterChef New Zealand, the top 4 cooked in-flight meals,
It's too stressful for me to watch.
while Anna and Brenton served up first-class dishes.
This is a total slam dunk. 4 sensational dishes.
Tony and Chelsea both just scraped into economy.
You're all going to Singapore.
Tonight,
Welcome to the Lion City, Singapore.
the top 4 head off on the food adventure of their lives.
It's pretty crazy.
But a storm is brewing.
Strategically, it's smart to blow the whistle on them.
You've put us in a pretty awkward situation.
I didn't know anything about it.
You don't go and rat behind someone's back.
And not all of them will survive.
Really sorry to see you go.
The winner will receive over $100,000 worth of prizes, including $20,000 worth of groceries from Countdown, a cook surface, vent surface, cool drawer, and 90cm self-cleaning oven from Fisher & Paykel. A complete range of kitchen products, from crockery and bakeware to knives, glasses and saucepans, courtesy of Stevens. An exclusive cookbook deal with Random House. And the premier prize, the multi-award-winning Skoda Superb, combining innovative design with classic European refinement. From Skoda, simply clever. Who will be New Zealand's next MasterChef?
Here I come. I'm made up my mind now. Here I come. I'm living the moment. I'm gonna set my face to a new horizon, and I run to seize the day. Here I come. I've made up my mind now. Here I come.
We're at Auckland Airport. We're on our way to Singapore. I'm flying business class. It's so exciting.
Right, thank you. Traveling to Singapore?
That's the one. I've never been out of Australia and New Zealand before. Stoked, yeah. Looking forward to it.
Chelsea and I don't do so well on the airline challenge, and we're told that we're going to be put right at the back of the plane
reach back. We're so far back, I'm almost sitting on the toilet. I'm pretty envious of those two sitting way up the front.
Business class is wicked.
What are we going to watch?
We have fantastic leg room, drinks on tap. It was great. Yes, Singapore. Here we come.
Arriving in Singapore is cool. It's exciting, we can see all the city lights, it's night time when we arrive.
Hang on a minute, there's this enormous stretch limo there to pick us up.
Wow. Look at this. I can't believe we've come all this way for a challenge.
And someone's going to go all the way back very shortly, I'd say.
Exactly.
One person is going home from the Singapore trip. It's not just a drive of shame home, it's a fly of shame for 10 hours back to Auckland.
That massive,
huge thing.
ridiculous looking building.
So we arrive at our hotel, but it's just not any hotel.
Marina Bay Sands.
It's the incredible Marina Bay Sands. It's just insane.
Good evening. I've never seen anything like it. It's so flash, it's so beautiful, and we're staying right in the middle of it.
Hi, welcome to Marina Bay Sands. All right, there you go.
Thank you very much.
We get taken up to our rooms.
Oh my God.
We're 5-star. It's beautiful. This is awesome.
This is crazy.
Welcome to Singapore, Brenton.
Oh my God. Check that view out.
We can't believe it, we're pinching ourselves. We're the top 4, we're here in Singapore, and we're in this amazing city. It's like another world.
Waking up in Singapore to face our challenge, I'm pretty nervous. Excited but nervous.
Welcome to the Lion City, Singapore. A cultural tapestry of East meets West and one of the busiest cities in the world. We're here at the incredible Marina Bay Sands Sky Park. A 5-star view to match a 5-star hotel.
It's amazing to be in Singapore. Absolutely mind-blowing.
This is truly a gastronomic melting pot and a great spot for a culinary adventure and 2 grueling MasterChef challenges.
That's right. Over the next couple of days, you'll face not 1, but 2 challenges to find out which 3 of you are going through to the MasterChef semi-final and which one of you will be going home.
And so to your first challenge. It's a pressure test, and it's going to take you right outside your comfort zone.
Because you're in Asia, you're going to be cooking authentic Asian cuisine. Right in the heart of Singapore, in Chinatown.
We hop on these little trishaws and we're heading to our challenge destination.
Being in the tuk-tuk today was incredible. Right through Chinatown, just lots to see. Real amazing eye candy. We arrive in the middle of Chinatown, and what an amazing setting.
Behind me is the hawker food market, where each day locals come to enjoy the legendary hawker food within. Singapore's resident expert hawker food master, KFCito, is here to assist us. Welcome. How are you?
Hi, I'm Sito. I'm the street food guru of Singapore. Oh, look at that. Peep, peep, peep at that. Oh. In a hawker center like this, if your food sucks, you're out. The kind of food that I celebrate is not about fashion, it's not about trend, it's about something that you would love to eat for your last dish here on earth.
Welcome to MasterChef, Sito.
Thank you very much.
What exactly is hawker food?
It's flavors that were found in the streets when Singapore became newly independent. People had to find a living, so they sold food on the streets. But it was dirty, it was noisy, it was loud and delicious. So the government systematically relocated all these itinerant street food hawkers into hawker centers, gave them water, ventilation, grease traps, and a proper place to plonk your ass.
Okay. What a wacky guy. He's brilliant.
Sito, what could they expect to find in a hawker market?
Chili crabs, pepper crabs, chicken rice, laksa, char kway teow, fishball noodles, beef noodles, roti prata, mee goreng. How long more do we have?
I'm still hungry.
Sito is a very colourful chap, full of life and obviously passionate about his food.
What dishes have you brought to show us today?
3 very iconic dishes. We've got black pepper crabs. And we've got fish head curry, wow! And we've got fried Hokkien prawn noodles here. All iconic in their own right.
Wow.
Guys, guess what your challenge is?
You'll have 90 minutes to replicate all 3 of Sito's signature hawker food dishes. And you'll be cooking right here on the woks in the marketplace.
Wow, great.
Pretty epic challenge again, but I'm not surprised. They're just getting harder and harder.
And there's a catch. You'll be given the recipes, but no way to measure your ingredients. No measuring spoons, no measuring cups, no scales. You're going to have to replicate the flavour of each dish after having tasted them. So come on up.
Oh, look at that.
I tried the chili crab because I've heard of this wonderful dish.
That crab's wicked, man.
Amazing. It's everything and more than I expected. I love it.
Get in there.
The flavours are really interesting, you know. It's a big sort of a bang when you taste it, but there's a lot of depth to it and it's really moorish and delicious.
Sito, how hard are these dishes to make on a scale from 1 to 10?
Actually, it's easy peasy if you know your stuff. Otherwise, good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, and guys, there's one other thing. You will have to source your ingredients for all 3 dishes from the famous Chinatown market. And you'll have just half an hour, and your time starts now.
We got given our ingredient list first of all, but when we got into the market, it was chaos.
You're smelling fresh vegetables, and then you're smelling fish, and then you're smelling, whoa, toads. It's pretty crazy.
This one is called honey.
Calamari, $1. Wow, cheapest pork belly I've ever seen. Oh, that was exhausting. Kind of looks like a chive. The cooking challenge hadn't even begun and I was already feeling a bit lightheaded.
Hi there. Squid rings, ma'am. Squid rings. I meet this dreaded squid woman, like the demon from the abyss. Excuse me, I'm in a really hurry. Can I have some squid? No. She would not serve me, and I just couldn't understand why she wouldn't. Please, ma'am. Give me the squid. What do I do? I need that squid. If I don't have that squid, that's it for me. Please, ma'am. So I just grabbed the squid in the bag and off I went. I'll come back.
Fish. Where do I get it from? Language barriers.
You need to flip.
All right, fish go fishing. Hopefully I'll get everything that I need here, because if I don't, then I'm pretty much screwed.
Thank you very much. 99% certain I got everything.
Okay.
You're the star.
I think I've lost about 5 kilos.
Hopefully you haven't forgotten anything, because you'll be in desperate trouble if you have.
You've got 90 minutes and your time starts now.
We're in Singapore and today we have to replicate Sito's dishes. So my curry to start with and steaming my fish head. Oh, I'm really happy with ingredients. Yeah, we've got everything that I needed.
Hey Anna, have you taken 30 seconds to look up and see the audience that you've got? People taking photos, that's got to be a first for MasterChef. In Singapore and Chinatown, you've got an audience. Good luck.
Yep, thanks Simon.
There's quite a lot of prep to be done for these recipes. We have recipes for the 3 dishes. However, we don't have any measuring tools, so there's no scales, no measuring spoons.
How are you going for time?
It's 20 minutes down. My snapper head's steamed.
You're scoring that now.
I just want it to be tender.
Really? You think scoring it will make it tender?
I want them to curl up, and that's what it will do.
Really?
So they're kind of like rings.
All right.
Cool.
Good luck.
Thank you.
My plan of attack is to get the noodle dish done and then do the two other dishes.
The reason I did the noodles first was because they were quick and easy and I wanted to get them out of the way.
Aren't you putting this dish together rather early?
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
30 minutes gone, everybody. You've got 1 hour to go.
I think the chili crab's going to be the most challenging today. The way to tell if a crab is cooked is completely changes colour. They turn red. I might just give them a couple more minutes. Yeah. By half an hour, I've got my fish curry done and I'm halfway through my crab curry.
Look out for the texture and the density of the sauce. Too thick, fail. Too thin, fail. It's going to be just right.
Yeah.
This sauce has to cling on to all that crab and seep into all that crab. It's just...
I have squid here, and it is bleeding ink everywhere. Covered the chopping board, covered the knives, covered my apron, covered my hands. Never ever used squid like this before.
Brenton, this is your sort of challenge, isn't it? Because this is all about flavour.
I've still got those flavours that I tasted in my head.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm so looking forward to tasting your food because I know you can nail flavours, so this should be your challenge to win.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
So all the ingredients I have actually cooked with before. The one thing I wasn't really used to was trying to make that pepper sauce.
Sauce, the crab has to grab you there. Yes. To grab you there. Otherwise, it won't work.
Oh,
It's not addictive.
it's got to be punchy. It's got to be larger than life. I thought, yeah, just like you, mate.
Guys, that is 45 minutes gone. You have 45 minutes left to go. I suggest you get as much done now as possible because all hell looks like it's going to break loose.
It's kind of feeling like there's a tropical cyclone that's just about to hit.
It starts getting a little bit colder and the wind starts coming up.
I think the rain's coming, the monsoon's coming.
The heavens open up.
This is absolutely crazy. Look at this. We're cooking in the middle of a Singaporean monsoon.
You're on the street in Singapore, sometimes it rains, so don't let it hold you up. You've got 3 dishes to serve to us, and you've got just under half an hour left.
Down there. I steamed the crab, had them sitting there, and I drained off the liquid. I'm just getting my crab in there and chucked them into my sauce, which is already thickened. But when I did that, there must be a lot of moisture in the shell and the meat. So what it did is it made the sauce real thin.
This is about the most stressed I've ever been. I forgot my lemongrass, which is pretty much the main component of one of my curries, so it's going to taste like crap. The lemongrass, I saw it on the shelf at the grocer's, and next to it was the spring onions, and then I grabbed the spring onions and I just thought I'd grab the lemongrass as well, so I crossed it off the list. Lemongrass, when I realised I didn't have it when I went to chop it. I can't believe I did this. My heart sort of dropped. Could be disaster for me. I happened to say to Anna, oh crap, I forgot my lemongrass.
I'll tell you what.
She said, oh, well, do you have fish sauce? Because I forgot mine. Maybe we can do a swap. Fish sauce.
Yeah.
So we just do this sort of barter thing, sort of right there and then. It just feels like a perfectly good thing to do.
Wow. Amazing.
15 minutes to go, everybody. 15 minutes left. You didn't come just for the shopping. Cook us some wonderful Singaporean hawker food.
This is the fish curry. Wow, smell that. To be honest, it wasn't my cleanest working day. Bit of a disaster zone. It wasn't my most organised. Tell you what though, I bet it'll be delicious. I bet it'll be full of flavour.
So this is the flavour base for the curry. Getting the spices together. Heat's going good. I'm just making sure it's got plenty of flavour in it. I had the hoki and me finishing and the fishy curry starting at the same time.
Come on, mate. Do or die. You've got about 4 minutes left. Go, 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 go.
This is almost done, so this is okay. I don't know if I've got enough time. I'd probably say maybe no.
Come on, Chelsea, I'm really worried about you. You've got to get me some food up, right?
All right.
Today, nothing seems to go wrong.
All dishes up, tasting good.
Anna, you're all good. Everything's plated up, yeah?
Finished.
I'm proud of you. Well done. How about you, Tony? All done. We've got 2 finished at the front and we've got 2 down the back that look like they're a little way away. Under 2 minutes now. We're right down to the last 2 minutes. And you're going to need all of that, my friend.
I know.
For the first time in the whole MasterChef challenge, I finished early enough to be able to wipe down my bench, have time to plate up properly and, place things nicely, and it was a good feeling.
30 seconds.
I'm still frantically trying to plate up about 2 different dishes.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step away from the bench.
Well done, Chelsea. I'm not quite sure if everything's perfect. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
How'd you do? Right after the challenge ended, Chelsea told me that they'd shared ingredients. I mean, really, don't cheat in a competition and then tell one of your competitors who happens to be a poker player that you just cheated. There's 100K on the line here. I came to the conclusion after the challenge that there was only one of 2 ways I could handle it. It's either dealt with fully up front or I don't say anything to anyone about it.
Tony, you cooked your heart out in Chinatown. You think you nailed it?
Yep, I'm pretty happy.
Have you got anything to tell us before you leave us to taste?
Being in a challenge for me is like being on the poker table. I've got a great deal on my hands here because I figure strategically it's smart to blow the whistle on them. Yes, I do. Chelsea told me that they'd shared ingredients.
Oh. Well, do we know about that, boys?
Okay.
Leave us to taste. Thank you.
They're going to jump on it straight away. It might be a bit of a narc, but I've at least got a slither of a chance of they'd be eliminated for doing that.
All right, guys.
You know, this presentation is good.
What do you think about the sauce?
Just a little short on sugar.
But I do like the flavour of the pepper. We've got a really good, true pepper flavour there.
I've got raw snapper. I can't even pull this apart, guys. Look at this.
No, this is raw. I can't poke it through.
Josh, how are the noodles?
This really doesn't have any of that fish flavour from the sort of shellfish base. You can't taste it, no. But you told them to go out there and be bold with the flavours, and he hasn't been bold with this.
Hey, Anna.
Hi, Ray.
Had a good day?
Yeah, I think I did.
Anna, let's just talk about your mission in the market. Did you forget anything?
I nearly missed out on my squid, actually. I had a bit of a run-in with a lady with a squid store.
And no other issues with any other ingredient. You found every single thing you wanted.
Yeah.
You hadn't forgotten anything.
No, I don't think so.
No fish sauce issues?
Oh, fish sauce,
Oh,
yeah.
fish sauce.
Okay.
So there's no fish sauce in one of these recipes that's supposed to have
No,
it?
Chelsea and I swapped.
Oh, you swapped?
A bit of fish sauce for a lemongrass stick.
Now that's an interesting idea, that two contestants can swap during a challenge.
At any time, did we say if you come back from the market without ingredients that you could trade amongst yourselves?
No.
Why did you trade?
I was thinking that if we were in a normal market situation, that's what may happen. I just worked with what I thought was okay. Yeah.
It was pretty embarrassing. I made a bad judgment. Call me a blonde. I don't know.
First is the curry. Oh, wait, the fish is a bit overdone. You can tell by the eyes.
But I really like the vegetables. She's got the right amount of cooking on the
Lovely.
vegetables.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I tell you what, Josh is pretty quiet over here. It must be all right, is it?
No, it's fine. You guys just talk amongst yourselves. It's fine. No, it's spot on. I think it's great. Crabs cook lovely, nice.
I would happily buy that.
And wash that down with beer.
Yeah. Hey, and I'll tell you what, here just needed a bit more heat for the frying, but she has got some flavour there.
The challenge was to go into the market, get your ingredients. She came out without the fish sauce. Now we should judge that without the fish sauce. What's it going to taste like without it in there? Chelsea, how did you go in the market? Did you have any problems?
Turned out I might have forgotten one pretty important core ingredient.
So what did you forget?
I forgot lemongrasses.
Standing where I am, I can see lemongrass in that fish soup.
Someone might have been kind enough to lend me some in a swap for something else, so we did a bit of a barter.
Nowhere in the rule book is it said that you can actually trade.
I accept that. Not my best moment.
Grab a seat and we're going to have a taste.
Thank you.
Curry, it's always about the curry.
It's actually not too bad.
Yeah,
it's nicely
pretty well
cooked
done.
fish.
Yes, you can just tell by the colour.
The crab, it's not dark and it's not sticky.
It's a nice taste to it, but you know, it's all wrong. Colour's wrong, it's underdone.
Interestingly enough, this is a dish she spent less time on.
Yeah.
She had everything there and she threw it together in the last 6 or 7 minutes, and it seems to be the dish that's come out the best. So Brenton, how'd it go?
Not too bad. I got everything up. I've tasted everything. I'm happy with the flavours.
For me, this was yours to win. You know, it was all about the flavour. It's rustic food. There's no effort in the presentation whatsoever. It's just about putting it on a plate. Do you think you've done good enough to win?
I don't know. You know, it's a lot of pressure you guys are putting on me.
You can go and take it easy, and we're going to go through and taste all your dishes.
Thank you.
So what do you think about his crab dish here?
I think it's not properly steamed through.
If it's not red, he hasn't steamed it properly.
It isn't steamed.
Right.
It means it's undercooked.
This is raw crab. Guys got something better to report over here?
But it's a wee bit feeble.
A little bit. If you had put in a proper amount of fish sauce, this would just bring it up. Ooh.
I think the curry has a good sort of base flavour.
Yeah, the hallmark of a good fish head curry is that tang.
Yeah.
It comes with tamarind, yogurt, or even pineapples.
You're not going to get that.
Your face says it all. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I guess he's in trouble, or as I'd say, in the doo-doos.
In the doo-doos.
Doo-doos.
Well, Sito, it's been absolutely fantastic for you to showcase Hawker Food today. And are you happy with the replications that they've done in general?
You know, for folks who have never been here, you know, engaging this food culture for the first time, they did a pretty good job. You know.
It was a pretty tough task today, wasn't it, guys?
Yeah.
Complex flavours. Some of you made those sing, and some of you didn't. But right now, we're going to put those flavours to one side. Chelsea and Anna, step forward.
I'm feeling sick. He might ask me to go home.
You've put us in a pretty awkward situation today. At no stage did we say it was all right to swap ingredients. There's over $100,000 of prizes up for grabs. We have to treat a rule break seriously.
I didn't really think of it as me trying to sneak something over the other competitors. It was just a non-thinking thing, you know?
Tony, how do you feel about these two contestants swapping ingredients?
I think it was completely disrespectful to Brenton and I. I think they took it upon themselves to change the rules to suit themselves. That's why I said something about it.
If anyone else had swapped in that challenge, I wouldn't have even batted an eyelid. If someone asked me for something and even if I didn't get anything in return, I would have been like, yeah, sure, here you go. I didn't even think that there might be some implications to that.
I might have made a narc of myself, but I stand by what I did. There's a lot on the line, and you've got to play by the rules.
Tony didn't speak to us one-on-one, which there's no respect there. You don't go and rat behind someone's back.
We're going to deal with this right now.
I thought, wow, and I'm pretty sure I've nailed it. Someone is going home.
We had a prize for the best 2 dishes cooked today. It was to go to Guy Savar's restaurant at the Marina Sands. Because of the breach in rules, that prize will go to Brenton and Tony.
To sort of win the prize by default, I didn't expect that, but I'm pretty sure that they'd be eliminated for doing that.
Anna and Chelsea, you are still in this competition, but only just.
Thank you.
As you know, there is another challenge tomorrow. We will still be combining what we tasted today and what we taste tomorrow to decide who will be going home. You all live to fight another day. And boy, what a fight it's turning into.
Here we are at Guy Savoy, one of the best restaurants in the world.
Welcome to Guy Savoy. My name is Eric. We'll be taking care of you tonight.
We have a tailored menu for us tonight as a result of today's challenge. I don't know whether to eat it or frame it.
The service was outstanding. The waiters are amazing. The food is ridiculous.
I'm gobsmacked to actually be here. It's a privilege that very few actually get to have in their lifetime. Fantastic.
Waking up this morning, we get taken up to Guy Savoy restaurant where the boys went last night for dinner.
All the tension from yesterday is just building up and everyone's really, really wound up. It's definitely affected, you know, the buzz of the group. I'm just keeping my head down and just trying to stay focused on the challenges.
It actually is a difficult situation now. Chelsea's cool with it. She accepts it. Anna thinks I'm a douchebag.
Welcome to the esteemed Guy Savoy restaurant. Guy Savoy is one of the superstars in the culinary world, and his flagship restaurant in Paris has achieved 3 Michelin stars.
And today we're lucky enough to have with us Executive Chef of Guy Savoy Singapore, Eric Bost.
Hi, my name is Eric Bost. I'm the executive chef at restaurant Guy Savoy. I spent time in 2 and 3 Michelin star restaurants in France, in the United States, and I'm now in Singapore. I think a good dish is made from good execution. It needs to be thoughtful. It needs to always keep the guest really looking for one more bite.
Eric, thank you so much for hosting us here at Guy Savoy today.
Of course, it's a pleasure to have the team here.
I believe we have a very special and perhaps unorthodox ingredient here today for our contestants.
We do. What we're going to do is our last savory course on our 10-course tasting menu. So this is a roasted pigeon with smoked eggplant royale and young zucchini.
I've only seen pigeons flying around, you know, and eating crumbs off the ground and hoo-hooing around Auckland City.
This challenge is a pressure test, and you'll have 90 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Josh, Ray and I will be looking for something worthy of this fine dining establishment.
Your efforts will be stacked with yesterday's score, and that'll decide who heads for the MasterChef semi-final and who goes. The heat's on in the kitchen today, guys.
You've got 90 minutes to prepare your pigeon, and your time starts now.
In this challenge, we need to cook pigeon at Guy Savoy. My experience in cooking pigeon is absolutely zero. It's a small bird, what can go wrong? I start with stage 1, eggplant royale, and skim read the first stage of the recipe and kind of think I know what I'm doing, and I hack up this first eggplant and I don't skin it. I peel. So I just blitz the other two, peel them, chop them up and get started sautéing them. Chelsea, can I use that measuring cup, please?
A bit of tension in the kitchen today.
Yeah.
You're still dark on Tony?
Well, no sense in putting energy into things that have gone by, you know. Put it into the cooking.
Sorry, love.
How's everything on the home front?
Marginal at best would be a pretty reasonable
thing.
Yeah.
Are they still dark on you about it?
Yeah. No one's, lovey-dovey, but that's the way it goes. Whatever. Yeah. Are you done with that scale? The big scale?
Yeah.
I've just got to make sure that everything is perfect. This dish relies on beautiful presentation, wonderful flavours and a marriage of everything. But also keeping the pace up because there's a lot to do. Is that a nice,
How do you feel?
nice enough discoloration on the bird, or?
I think you can, get a little bit more.
I pop it into the oven to give it about 8 minutes.
I'm freaking out a bit. That's probably the hardest challenge we've had so far, and it's not easy working in a foreign kitchen.
Of course, I'm going into this with the mindset of I want to nail it. I want to prove myself with my presentation. The main thing that I'm playing over in my head is if you screw this up, you're going home.
I've cooked quail once, a long time ago, and I turned it into a rubber sparrow. And so I treated it like, kind of like a miniature chicken, almost like a rabbit. We'll just pop them down there to rest. This challenge seemed particularly deceptive time-wise.
You're halfway through the challenge, guys. I hope you've got the pigeon in.
Everyone drops what they're doing and smashes the pigeon straight away.
That looks all right. After I'd roasted the bird, I thought the next stage, aubergine chips, fail. I didn't set any eggplant aside for my eggplant chips, which is a real shame. I bungled it, it was just a mistake. Gosh, wouldn't it be ironic, based on the events of the day before, if I was to try and procure one of Chelsea's eggplants? Because I'm concerned that I'm an aubergine chip short of a perfect plate. Steve, I'm just going to take that, Chelsea. It'll be 2 minutes.
Thank you.
But I'd never do it. She's either chop my fingers off or stab me in the throat with a butcher's knife.
Tony?
Yes, Chef?
Don't be the one cooking the homing pigeon today, mate.
Oh, man. You got me worried, Simon.
Don't do it.
I just have to accept the fact that my dish will be plated with the incorrect garnish.
You really just have to love it as you cut it.
I don't think I'm going great for time at this point, but I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Or so I think I am.
20 minutes to go, everybody.
Put your chips in the oven?
Yeah. Eric pulls my chips out of the oven, and I'm just wondering why he's pulling my chips out.
Yeah, the upper oven was a little bit hot.
Someone turned the oven up to 220.
So who changed it?
I don't know. I didn't see.
As a result of that, the few of my chips were burnt.
There's not much I can do about it.
We only had 20 minutes left to go, so I couldn't make new ones. Just had to roll with it.
There's a couple of salvageable ones in there, but no point in crying about it.
I still have to do all my chips. I left it a little bit late to get my garnishes sorted. I'll deep fry it, how about that? Because there's no way I can start faffing around with ovens now. So we'll just have to hope for the best.
Carving the bird, I took the legs off and then nicely sort of followed the breastbone.
Yesterday was a bit of a strange day. Are you going to go home on the back of this pigeon today?
No way, Josh. It's not possible.
5 minutes left, everybody. Just 5 minutes and your dish needs to be out.
That's when panic mode kind of starts.
Don't panic on me now, Chelsea.
I'm plating up and I don't have any eggplant. I sort of tried to deep fry a bit, but it's sort of just burnt.
You have to start plating now, otherwise you are not going to finish.
Things start coming together. Pigeon portions are sitting there. It's looking awesome. I'm stoked with it.
Okay, coming up to 1 minute left, guys. 1 minute left.
I kept sort of tweaking things, but in that process I forgot to French my little pigeon leg.
Okay, guys, 30 seconds left to go.
I'm telling you, clean presentation.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop cooking, guys.
Well done, team. Pretty happy. Doesn't look too bad. You know, I had a bit of a sabotage with the chips, but I'm sure it wasn't intentional.
Oh dear. I didn't get my eggplant chip on the plate. Kind of burnt.
I didn't make any eggplant chip garnish, so that's a bit of a problem. Yeah, I haven't done quite as well as I would have liked in this challenge, but we'll see what the judges say. I'm relieved that that's finished. That was a very tough challenge.
You're going to be on the first plane out of here?
No, certainly not.
And we're going to have a taste.
Wonderful.
Go and relax.
Thank you very much. I'll try.
He's cooked the pigeon beautifully, little courgettes. You got nice acidity through with the chicken livers. He's put a little bit of extra salt on top to make sure there's seasoning there. He's nailed it.
That tastes fantastic. Ray, you better have a taste of that.
It's knockout. That is classical French techniques. The pigeon melts in your mouth. We missed out on the aubergine chip, but so what? Well done, Tony.
I'm feeling quite happy with myself, just in the simple fact that I got it up.
It's got to be the smallest dish you've ever put up in your life.
Pretty much, yeah.
Thanks, Brenton. We'll try your dish.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Enjoy.
This is a major step forward for Brenton, don't you think? We know he's good at flavour, but as far as presentation goes, I think it's the best dish he's ever done.
Let's see what it tastes like. Well, it's a pretty good effort. The courgette is cooked nicely and the chicken liver vinaigrette on the top is pleasant. The sauce is a little insipid and I'm not getting a lot of flavour there.
The degree of cooking on the pigeon, he's taken it too far. Pigeon needs to have that translucency and rareness so that it's juicy.
Well, normally Brenton's all over it with flavour, isn't he? And his presentations normally throw it at the plate. Yet today he's nailed the presentation and he's left the flavour at the front door, which is so unlike Brenton.
Today, it's a tight competition, and I knew that we all had presented good-looking dishes.
Anna, what sort of a day have you had?
It was a bit shaky.
Okay, Anna, leave us and we'll have a taste.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. First thing I'd say about this is the other two dishes that we've seen today look like they came from the designer store. This looks like it came out of the bargain basement.
Fortunately, the chip hasn't really been a success at all in that there's nothing sort of crisp about it.
I think it tastes slightly better than it looks. The zucchini undercooked, I would say.
I want them to be a little al dente, but they're just not cooked.
The breast is overcooked, which is a real shame. She's rested it for the right amount of time, but unfortunately she's just overcooked it a little bit.
Taking my plate up to the judges, I'm feeling pretty worried. I mean, I know they're probably still grim about yesterday.
How are you doing?
Exhausted after that.
But do you actually think you've got the ability to go any further?
I know I do. I know I have the ability. The skills I've built up, you know, I can take it to the next level, absolutely.
We're going to taste it, so you're going to relax.
Thank you very much.
I think Chelsea's done really well with presentation today.
Without a doubt, I think she's nailed the look of the Royale.
Pigeon is beautifully cooked. She's done a really nice job on that, and that was one of the hardest parts, I think, of this challenge.
I mean, that is the way pigeon should be cooked. When I saw Chelsea working today, I thought the only recipe she was using was a recipe for disaster. But she managed to get onto the plate a perfectly cooked pigeon and really lovely little courgettes.
You know, I just get the feeling with Chelsea that it's not ability that's going to get her over the line, it's sheer determination.
This is really hard. We've got a tough decision today.
Yeah, we've got to send somebody home, and really we've had 4 very good dishes.
Eric, I want to thank you so much. I think the guys did a good job.
Absolutely. Very professional.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
We're going to see you at Elimination at the beautiful Marina Bay Sands Roselle Ballroom.
At this point in time, I'm kind of in no man's land. I'm hopeful, but you just don't know.
I'm feeling 50-50. Don't really know where I'm at, and I have a feeling that something may be wrong.
Even if I do go home off the back of these 2 challenges, I'm still really proud and I did the best I could.
As I'm walking in for elimination, it's pretty nerve-wracking. You just never know what to expect.
I think there's a strong possibility I might be going.
It's hard to tell where anyone's sitting. We've had no clues for the last 2 days of how we've done.
Welcome to the Marina Bay Sands Roselle Ballroom. What a few days it's been.
We've put you through 2 grueling challenges. You gave it your all and you looked like chefs while you did it. Well done.
Let's look at how you've all done over the last couple of days.
Anna.
I didn't really know where I stood. A little bit worried, but it definitely is not my time to go home.
You've had an interesting couple of days. Your black pepper crab was fantastic. The fish head curry was a really nice dish. But the big question remains. If we took out the fish sauce, which was obtained illegally, would your dishes have stacked up?
I'm feeling a little bit worried. It's little mistakes that can get you thrown out at this point.
Brenton.
I think for the challenges that they gave to us, I did the best I could. I'm pretty happy with what I put up.
Your pigeon today looked fantastic. The only problem was, mate, when we tried it, there wasn't the Brenton flavour in it. What was going on?
The presentation was the key thing I was working on today. Pressure got to me, I guess.
It looked good, but it's gotta taste great.
Today's challenge, I spent a lot of time on seasoning. I was tasting things as I went, and I was happy with the flavours. I don't know what went wrong.
Chelsea.
I'm pretty nervous because the market challenge was a bit of a disaster zone for me.
Yesterday in the market, Chelsea, you didn't have a great day. Your fish head curry, the sauce was completely insipid. Your crab was undercooked. The sauce should have been really dark and shiny and sticky. I'm afraid it wasn't. However, your pigeon dish was delightful in many ways. Beautiful little perfect half sphere of eggplant royale. It was the prettiest one I saw all day. And the pigeon, beautifully cooked. But was your pigeon today good enough to keep you in this competition?
It turned out that I kind of nailed the pigeon. So it's really just a matter of how all the other contestants did.
Tony.
I think I've done well. I was pretty happy with my dishes in the hawkers market, and I was pretty happy with my pigeon dish as well.
Chinatown. Pretty good dishes. You had a good day.
Good. Glad to hear that.
Your pigeon today, missing some integral pieces off there?
Yeah, a couple of garnish issues.
Despite it missing the aubergine chip, it's a pretty tasty dish.
That's really good to hear.
I can tell you, your dish today and your performance yesterday has secured you a spot in the semi-finals. Well done.
Thank you very much.
I'm stoked. I'm really stoked. Because I was the first one that got told that I'm through. I'm shocked.
Chelsea, was your pigeon good enough to get you into the semi-final? I can tell you now, it was by far the best pigeon dish we tasted all day. The presentation was unbelievable. Congratulations, Chelsea. You're in the semi-finals.
Thank you. Top 3. Oh my gosh. Didn't expect that. I can't believe it. I'm just ecstatic.
Anna and Brenton, that just leaves the 2 of you. Please step forward. One of you will be flying straight home, while the other will live on to fight another day.
This is the day I could be going home. If I go home with nothing. I don't have a job, I don't have money, I don't have anything right now.
Brenton, great presentation on the pigeon, but no flavour. Anna, poor presentation on the pigeon, but great flavour. Brenton, hawker challenge, bad day for you, nothing really stood out to us. Anna, great market dishes, but we still have the fish sauce problem.
Is that what's going to send me home today? Fish sauce?
Anna, I can tell you, with or without the fish sauce, your hawker dishes were still by far the best of the day. Congratulations, Anna. You're in the semi-final.
I'm here. Then I'm top 3 and it's all wiped out. Clean slate, you know.
Brenton, we're really, really sorry to see you go. You got so close. Did you ever think you'd make it this far?
No, probably not. But yeah, as the competition, I guess, progressed, I learned more. Yeah, I guess saw myself staying to the end. So close to the final. Gutted that, you know, the journey ends here. You know, I've got to go home, I've got to find a job, I've got to go back to plucking weeds out of a garden. Yeah, pretty gutted.
Well, Brenton, I've seen you cook over the last couple of months, and I'm a believer. You know, I think you can cook, and I think you can be an amazing chef. And I'm going to do something I haven't done before.
I was like, what the hell's going on?
I'm going to offer you a 12-month Simon Gold apprenticeship. And at the end of the 12 months after being mentored by my head chefs and I, it will culminate in a full-time job at Fish Restaurant under Shane Yardley in the Hilton Hotel Auckland. Will you take that job?
I definitely will.
You start Monday.
I'll take a new job, thank you very much.
I'll stand beside you and make you a great chef, and we'll do it together.
Awesome. Thank you, Simon.
Brenton, I'm sorry to see you go as well, mate. You've been a great competitor. You've really impressed us in the kitchen, but it's now time to leave the competition.
Cheers, guys. You know, I'm gutted that I don't get a shot at the final. It's been a long journey. See you guys. I'm stoked to be going home to my partner. I miss her so much. And I'm looking forward to work on Monday.
Next time on MasterChef New Zealand, the semi-finalists create 3 dishes each for Cookbook Queen Annabelle Langbein.
Are you feeling like you're under control?
There's always that sort of fear of not getting everything up on the plate.
I knew you'd do something completely crazy at some stage.
But only 2 can make it through to the grand final.
What is she doing? What is she doing, exactly? That is how to go home in a hurry.
Last time on MasterChef New Zealand,
good luck.
A perfect storm hit the top 4 in Singapore.
I forgot my lemongrass.
Tell you what.
It's smart to blow the whistle on them. Chelsea told me that they'd shared ingredients.
Oh, we have to treat a rule break seriously.
But after 2 huge challenges,
This is a roasted pigeon with smoked eggplant royale.
Brenton's cloud had a silver lining.
I'm going to offer you a Simon Gold apprenticeship.
You guys, I'm looking forward to work on Monday.
Tonight, the top 3 stay on in Singapore, the culinary capital of Asia, for masterclasses at the Marina Bay Sands Hotel.
Singapore is all around us.
Hawker food master KF Sito cooks one of his signature dishes, coffee ribs. Then at the legendary Guy Savoy restaurant, Michelin star-winning chef Eric Bost roasts Atlantic cod with black pepper sauce. And Ray McVinney celebrates Chinese New Year with a raw fish salad.
After having the great news that I made it through to the top 3, I knew there'd be great masterclasses coming, as there always are when you survive a challenge.
We're at the top of the Marina Bay Sands Hotel, 57 floors up, just with this panoramic view. It's surreal, we can't believe we're there. It's, yeah, a masterclass like never before.
Hi guys, welcome to our Singapore Masterclass. We're on the 57th floor of the Marina Bay Sands Hotel in the Sky Park, and Singapore is all around us. Look at this view. What do you think, Tony?
Ray, it's absolutely breathtaking. The city stretches for as far as the eye can see. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
It's such a privilege.
What do you think, guys?
Mind blowing. Absolutely mind blowing.
Awe-inspiring is
beautiful.
what I'd call it.
Yeah.
Awe-inspiring. It's an amazing view. It's an amazing place.
I didn't expect to see so much greenery within the city, but it's
look,
beautiful.
They describe Singapore as an exotic tropical island. There's jungle if you leave it, and that's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Stunning.
This has undoubtedly been your biggest week in the competition so far, right?
Yeah, it's been a huge week.
You had a flight to Singapore and a couple of huge challenges. The first, attempting to cook authentic hawker food. And then the Pigeon poche roti at the Guy Savoy restaurant. You've all cooked your hearts out and you definitely deserve your place in the top 3.
Thank you, Ray.
Thanks, it's good to be here.
And Tony, it was sad to say goodbye to Brenton.
Yeah, really sad to see Brenton go, but that's the way the competition goes.
You pleased you're still here?
Absolutely, I'm pleased I'm still here.
Good.
Yeah.
Arno, a little festive accessory there today?
Honey. It's just wonderful to be here in top 3.
Good.
It's all I could dream of, yeah.
Chelsea?
Well, you know, after that market challenge, just, you know, doing so well in the fine dining challenge yesterday, just, you know, I'm so elated.
Well, you're in for a well-deserved treat today. I'm going to cook. Well, I'm not. I'm going to make it because there's no cooking. I'm going to make a Singapore Chinese New Year salad.
Yum.
Made with raw fish. Really good. And before that, you've got Eric Bost at the Guy Savoy restaurant for a masterclass, and he's going to make the cod poivre noir, which just basically means black pepper cod. Yeah. I know how much you all enjoyed the Hawker Challenge. So I'm thrilled to welcome back the Hawker Food Master, Kev Sito. Hey, Kev.
Good
How are you,
morning.
Sito?
Good morning. Hi, I'm Sito. I'm the street food guru of Singapore. Oh, look at that. Peep, peep, peep at that. Oh. In a hawker center like this, if your food sucks, you're out. The kind of food that I celebrate is not about fashion, it's not about trend, it's about something that you would love to eat for your last dish here on earth. Hi, chefs.
Hello.
Congratulations, the top 3.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sito is hilarious. He's just a laugh a minute. He's kind of crazy.
We're gonna do a dish which is quite rare and unique to Singapore and this part of the world. This is a street cuisine.
Yep.
I'm gonna make, brace yourself, coffee ribs.
Coffee ribs?
Coffee ribs. Oh, I wouldn't be here attempting to do this for you if it's not good.
Yeah, hey, listen, buddy, I'm going to leave you to it.
Oh, yes.
You go for it.
Thank you, Ray.
I'll see you later.
Yes. One of the greatest appeal of street food is what I call culinary foreplay. You watch them cook before you.
Yeah.
Watching them put the whole show together, you know, you get to taste what you're seeing, and I call it very sexy. So in some of the food courts that I design in Singapore, I nowadays place the kitchen in front. So while waiting for your food, you're being entertained, and you understand what the chef is doing, what the flavors in that dish are all about. Okay, coffee ribs. Now, firstly, now, how would you tenderize your pork?
Brine it.
Okay, and?
Or you could beat it up with a stick.
Yeah, whack it.
Whack
yeah.
it,
Yeah. You can also use mashed papaya.
Oh, yeah.
Let it sit in there with mashed papaya for an hour, and this thing turns into liver. Yeah. So in this case, today, I'm gonna both marinate and soften them with egg whites. Yeah? So in goes about 2 to 3 egg whites and cornstarch, just to give it a little bit of crispiness and gumminess when you fry it. About 2 to 3 teaspoons, and you get dirty. So while all this is going on, you know, it's good to let this sit for about, you know, maybe perhaps 5-10 minutes. 10 minutes later, yum, yum. So all that egg white is gone, and it's going to give that light, fluffy little, you know, crispiness with a little bit of gumminess that's coming in from the cornstarch. Okay, Once that's done, clean the hands. And you check for oil temperature. Either you stick your finger in there, or you take a dry chopstick and you poke it in. And if you see some bubbles just bubbling up along the edges of the chopstick, that means you're quite ready. This is almost quite ready. That's a little bit of bubbles in there. The idea is that we fry them, we rest them, we do a very quick sauce using all these ingredients here, like coffee, 3-in-1 coffee powder. You're familiar with this? It comes out of a little pack. Otherwise, you can make them on your own. Instant coffee, milk powder, sugar.
Ah, okay. Just like instant coffee drink.
If you're making your own 3-in-1, what ratios? Is it equal parts?
No, not quite equal parts. You got to do about 50% coffee.
Yep.
Because you want that coffee flavor to come through. Otherwise, you'll be overwhelmed by your oyster sauce.
Yep.
So milkiness, depend on how creamy you want your ribs to be. Sugar, now temper your use of sugar. You're gonna have sugar in there, and later you're gonna add more sugar to caramelize the sauce. Yeah? Okay, now we fry. And the ribs, don't try to include a big chunk of the meat in there. You just want to leave just enough, because you'll have problems frying it if there's too much meat. You're going to overdo the outsides and underdo the inside.
Just a question. Would
Right.
you use that sauce for other, like maybe duck or
Yeah, we use that sauce for pretty much
anything?
almost everything. We don't use it for duck. Chicken,
Chicken?
pork, shrimps, calamari.
Okay.
Yeah, anything that you deep fry.
Yum.
Potato chips. Yeah.
Yeah? Dip it in.
And of course, even pork ribs.
Yum.
So the thing about this dishes, if you get them in the streets, they don't put too much meat around it. If you see people tearing into a dish like this, they literally gnaw around it. And it's such a joy watching people tear food apart. They're really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Anna, if you're going to set up your own restaurants, describe the menu.
Ooh, we're putting me on the spot.
What would people start with?
I would love to do little plates from maybe around the world. Really love Spanish food.
Some tapas to begin with,
like
with
tapas?
Asian influences.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of fusion, but not too much. Lots of little plates. I love grazing. I love eating lots of different flavours in one sitting.
Right.
Love to do a little tapas bar or, yeah.
Tony,
Like
what
to
would
have-
your killer dish be? Your blue plate special?
I don't know, actually. I honestly don't know. I can't think of this. There's so much.
Come up with one right now.
Oh.
It's the MasterChef Challenge.
Mince on toast.
It would have to be seafood. Actually, one concept I'd like for a restaurant is like a fine dining, almost degustation style restaurant that sort of focuses on the varying levels of umami flavour.
Right.
And a multi-course meal starting with the milder end of umami, finishing at the stronger end of umami, and courses that reflect that. And it would probably be Asian influenced as well. And you might even want to call the restaurant umami. So that's one concept I have.
Ribs are done, golden brown. I'm going to set them aside now. Ribs are done, golden brown. I'm going to set them aside now. Good morning. I'm going to make coffee right now. About 2. What the heck? 2.5.
Yeah.
I'm going to get all that coffee flavor going in there. Good morning.
Wow, you can smell
Good
it.
morning.
Smell it straight away.
Yeah. Instant. That's what it's called, instant. And then oyster sauce. Just about to that, about 6-7 pieces of ribs, about 2 spoons of oyster sauce. Getting me so far?
Yep.
It's very complicated, you know?
Yeah, it's very hard.
I'm gonna spice this up just a little bit with that much red cut chili. Now, chili as a rule, you know, the smaller they are, the spunkier they are. So I'm gonna just use half of this. I'm gonna leave the rest for a topping. So the spice quotient is coming in right now. Now, depending on your customer, your friends, or your family's palate, you could make it sweeter, you could make it more coffeeier or saltier. So the balance is really up to you, but the combinations are straightforward as that. So a little bit more sugar. Lovely. Pinch of salt to just pull back that cloyingness, that sugar and the milk combination. Just a pinch. Okay, just about now. You want to thicken this sauce with my cornstarch. And where is my cornstarch? Right there. Here we go. This is where it gets fun. Slowly thicken the sauce. This is when you gotta watch. It shouldn't be too wet. It shouldn't be like water. It should be kind of like a thick sauce, fairly thick, so that when you toss those ribs in there, they cling on. Right. Oh. If you could see the texture.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good.
It smells amazing.
Almost like a cream.
Yeah.
And then you throw these babies in. Let's have fun. Now we plate this baby. I'm really gonna make this particular scene, me and the kitchen stove, a whole lot more prettier right now. So with no disrespect to Tony, would the two ladies come up here and help me plate this? You can watch.
It's okay, it's all good.
The way you would do it in your restaurant. This is the thing with, you know, diligent chefs like them. They place them, they put a little bit of height in there. You know, they drizzle the sauce. That's about enough. In the streets, they'll just pour it off the wok, and it goes out to you. Yeah, bring it to my mouth as fast as possible. Spare me all that jazz. Okay, a little bit of cinnamon powder on it, just for a little bit of crunch. You could do it over the ribs too. Oh, nice. North, south, east, west. So you got 4. You got to take that one out because Brenton's gone now.
Yeah,
There's just a
No, that's his little spot.
and then a bit of chili, fresh chili, and spring onions. Zing zing. There you have it.
Lovely.
Coffee ribs. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
To wake up to Cito's delicious coffee ribs, you'll need these ingredients. To avoid uneven cooking, don't leave too much meat on the ribs. To make your own 3-in-1 coffee powder, use 50% coffee, 30% milk powder and 20% sugar. The coffee sauce also works well with other fried foods.
Hey, Cito.
Hey,
looks
really?
fantastic.
Fast.
Yeah. Coffee ribs. What do you reckon, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait to try
You better come up and have a taste.
Try.
They look fantastic. Tastes good? Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Definitely taste the coffee. A little bit of
57th floor of Marina Bay Sands, coffee ribs and a Steinlager. One of the street food and one of the best cooks
Awesome.
in Singapore.
absolutely awesome.
Hey, Cito.
Yum,
Yeah.
yum.
Oh, cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Thank
Oh,
you for
yeah. Cheers, guys.
being here with us.
Welcome to Singapore again.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. This is, wow.
You need to eat up and drink up because you need to get in the lift and get down to the Guy Savoy restaurant because Eric Boston is waiting for you.
That's fun.
Okay, great.
All right.
Off you go.
Cheers again.
Cheers again.
Cheers.
We'll see you
Cheers.
on Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
See ya.
Bye.
Our second Singapore Masterclass is even more special again. It's at Guy Savoy where we did our Pigeon challenge, and it's with the executive chef Eric Bost.
Hi, my name is Eric Bost. I'm the executive chef at restaurant Guy Savoy. I spent time in 2 and 3 Michelin star restaurants in France, in the United States, and I'm now in Singapore. I think a good dish is made from good execution. It needs to be thoughtful. It needs to always keep the guest really looking for one more bite.
He's so wonderful to watch. The way that he walks his presence, the way he moves in a kitchen, the way that he uses his hands. Actually quite dashing, quite good looking. He's really beautiful to watch. Sort of fall in love.
So welcome to restaurant Guy Savoy at Marina Bay Sands in Singapore. Our restaurant is really based off of Guy Savoy's restaurant at Rue Troyon in Paris, so 3 Michelin star. The food is very modern French, if you will. We still stay very grounded in classical technique. Given that today we're going to do something which he started about 6 months ago, but this was from a trip in Singapore. So Singapore is famous for black pepper crab. So today we're going to do a black pepper cod. All right, so this is Atlantic cod from the coast of France that we fly in. So I'm going to start with the cod. And what we're going to do is basically we just need to get the fillet off. So the collar is still on. Easiest if I remove the collar completely. And basically I'm using a deba. It's a very thick Japanese style knife to cut the fish. My goal is really to do it in the minimal amount of motions. So very smooth. We don't really want to destroy the meat. We want to keep it transparency and keep it pristine. Cod's a little bit strange once you get around the interior here because it hooks a little bit for a bone. So for this, it's very easy to use the scissors and just separate it, basically get its rib cage. With this, basically, we just need to come in and clean up, get rid of the rib cage. So once it's done, we just remove the skin. We'll be serving it roasted. So we're starting to develop a nice coloration, nice flavor. Basically, there's a few things we want. We always have a little bit of trim from the fish, so a little bit of scrap. So we try and find a way to use the scrap. With this, we're gonna make a brandade. So brandade, typically potato, cooked in milk. We have aromatic garniture. And this would be served alongside the roasted cod. Portion size, for us, we do a lot of tasting menus. So every day we do a 4-course, a 6-course, and a 10-course tasting. So for us, it's very important that the portion is never too much. We never want to fill up the guests to the point where they can't enjoy the rest of their meal. So we're keeping our portion size somewhere around 80 grams. And then we need a small piece from the tail section for the brandade. So this we're gonna come back to in a little while. Basically, the next step we're going to do is build this sauce. So this sauce is based off of roasted fish. We're going to use a fumet that we made from the cod bones. So we'll take those bones, add water, and just cook so something very clean, very light in flavor. And then what we're going to do, we'll take roasted mushroom, shallot. We're using noli prat wine, a little bit of, or a lot of black pepper. We use a telecherry black pepper. This is very aromatic. It is very high in essential oil. So it's a clean flavor. It definitely has some punch to it, but it's a very refined, very elegant flavor as well. Basically, the point of our sauce is to have something it's actually a very complex sauce. So it's going to taste like fish, have a lot of body, obviously taste like black pepper. But it's going to start acid or acidic. We're then going to go into sweet tones, then we hit pepper again, a little bit of ginger. So it's a little bit all over, but therefore very interesting to eat. So we basically start by roasting mushrooms in butter. So basically while I wait for the butter to brown, we're also going to start a gastrique. And this is something that's made typically with a sweet component and an acidic component. For us today, we're going to make a light caramel. So I'm just taking sugar, adding a little bit of water to make a light caramel. Our pan is nice and hot with our butter. Right here we use a salted butter from Butchery. Using salted butter allows us to really cook over high heat for extended periods of time without the butter turning black. So the two bases are going. As I mentioned, we're going to make brandade as well. So for the brandade, we have potatoes. And for us, we use Charlotte potatoes from France. Charlotte is a good mix of starch and wax. It has a very nice flavor. Basically, we start with our potato. We'll cover with milk. We add a little bit of thyme, bay leaf, and garlic. We obviously want to take the germ out of the garlic so we don't have any bitter notes. A little bit of salt, obviously. And for this, we're not using black pepper, we use white pepper. For seasoning any of our fish, we use white pepper. Once our potatoes cook, we'll strain the potatoes out, get rid of the garniture, so get rid of the garlic, the thyme, and the bay leaf. And then we'll fork mash the potato with the cooking liquid, with the milk. So to this potato, we still retain the milk. And in this milk, we're gonna poach the cod shrimp. So this is the way we're gonna cook the two. Then once we have the two cooked, we'll combine both, and we'll have a nice rondada. Our caramel's starting to get the coloration. So we really want a light caramel. We don't want anything bitter, for sure. So just light golden, but consistent. And then to this, we'll add the ginger, just basically to cool down the heat, and then add the peppercorn to toast. A lot of peppercorn. So you can really smell the flavor. You can feel it coming off. To this then, what we need to do, again, gastric, sweet and acidic. So we're gonna deglaze with sherry vinegar. And then we're gonna reduce it to a nice thick syrup. So this is the second component of our sauce. So we have the first base going. Again, mushroom. They're now nicely roasted. So that's one. Into the milk, we'll add our cod shrimp. So again, the small portion of the fillet, we really don't want to lose it, and it's a good way to use. We're just gonna put it in. It's hot. We'll set it off to the side to finish cooking very slowly. Okay. To our sauce base, shallots. And again, it's a black pepper sauce, so more black pepper going. We want to lightly toast the pepper. A touch of thyme and bay leaf. We deglaze with Noli Prat, which is a vermouth. It's a fortified alcohol from France. We're going to reduce this till it's very, very dry. We're building our components here. Once this is done, we'll actually use the same pan we cooked the fish in and really finish the sauce to order for each person. We have a black pepper paper or a black pepper tuile. For this, it makes sense for us to use an onion puree and then make sort of a crunchy paper with onion puree. What we're going to take is powdered sugar or confectioner sugar and flour. We have egg white that we're going to whisk lightly. And with this, we're not really trying to incorporate air, we're just trying to break down the egg white. We have shallot puree. This is one of the components that we're using in the sauce base as well.
Sorry, what is that, Eric?
Shallot puree.
Shallot.
So we take shallots, we'll cook them about 4 hours in grapeseed oil with a little bit of thyme and bay leaf. We have a little bit of milk, a little bit of cream, and we need a little melted butter. And also, because it's black pepper, this is obviously a white batter, we're gonna use squid ink to get us color, to make our black paper. So squid ink obviously is very, very dark, but really doesn't have any flavor. So at this point, we can add our melted butter. Our wet into our dry. The color really extracts once it hits the flour and the sugar. So this is the base for our paper. So we would start this the night before. Basically, we're gonna cook overnight in a 60-degree oven. And I can see our Noli Prat is here. So we have our mushroom, black pepper, aromatics, and wine. We're gonna add stock that we made from the bones. And we're gonna reduce by half. Once reduced by half, yeah, fish stock. Once reduced by half, we'll add veal stock, and then reduce by half again. And then basically, we just want to make a very thin layer.
That's amazing.
The flour is going to give us body or structure. The sugar is going to aid in that. Again, squid ink for color. And the flavor at this point is fairly neutral. We have some sweetness from the onion, which makes sense for us in a savory application, but we need pepper. So to this, we're going to season with coarsely ground black pepper. And again, all of this, 60-degree oven, overnight, dries out nicely and gets very, very crunchy. So our cod is nicely poached. We never brought it up to a boil. We left it very, very slowly. You can see it's very soft. It breaks just by touching it. Into this, we're just gonna lightly fold in to our potato. And again, we don't want to whisk it too hard. We're just trying to incorporate it. And it definitely needs salt and pepper. olive oil. Olive oil is going to add richness without adding too much weight, if that makes sense. We'll get depth. Okay, fish stock is reduced, so we'll add our veal stock. And again, we're going to reduce this till it's dry. Get our fish, salt, pepper. And again, we're going to cook in brown salted butter. For our vegetables. Again, we're using seasonal vegetable. It could be sort of whatever. The important thing is that it's fresh, that it's clean. We try and use, a lot of this is from Australia, so very close to us to get out of farms there. We have two things we're going to do. One, we're just going to glaze quite a few in a glaçage, which is basically we'll build off of fish fumet, again, made from fish stock, and butter, just to give us a little bit of shine, a little bit of depth. And so today we're using snow pea. We have sugar snap, baby carrots, baby leeks, and a little bit of English pea. So again, glaçage, stock and butter. And what we want to do is just lightly heat our vegetables. So our fish is cooking nicely. We really want to leave it underdone, very soft. It's going to carry through just a little bit as it rests. We're about halfway through. We'll turn. So we've developed a good coloration. Our butter is still nice and brown. And basically we'll baste just briefly. That's enough. If we rest above the stove, it's just going to carry through, no problem. So we'll put it here. And then, like I said, we'll do our sauce à la minute, basically. We take all of our components that we had, and we're going to recover our fond that's in the pan. So basically, we leave the butter in the pan. To this, we need to add a little fresh ginger and saute lightly. Obviously, a little more pepper. To this, our gastrique. Again, sugar, vinegar. Similar to our croustillant or our paper, we have shallot puree and then a garlic puree. So we can see our gastrique is nice and bubbling, meaning it's back to its caramel stage. Shallot puree is going to add two things. It's going to add sweetness. It's also going to give us body to the sauce. For Guy Savoy, a lot of times, and when I say modern French, this goes into the fact that a lot of times instead of using very large amounts of butter, we'll actually use vegetable purees to thicken sauces. For example, if it's a celery sauce, we might use celery root puree. We have a little bit of hoisin sauce. So again, sweetness, color, definitely a local flavor. And then a dark soy sauce. This is not like normal soy sauce that is very thin. This is a very thick, very syrupy. So we just need a small amount of each. And once hot, to this, our fish base that we made. Again, nolly prat, fish stock, veal stock. And again, because we need a little bit more color to our sauce, we add just a small amount of squid ink. We're going to reduce a little bit more. Vegetables nicely glazed. Again, we have a good coating of butter and stock, so we're reinforcing the fish flavor. So there we have our final sauce. So we have our vegetables, a little bit of salad. So we have a little shaved radish. We're using snow peas in the dish, so we have a chiffonade of snow pea as well, and a chiffonade of green onion. Salt, pepper, olive oil. So our brown dot. And we really want to make sure everything is recognizable on the plate, so we keep our plating very simple. We have our vegetables. Our black jus. This is our black pepper croustillant, or black pepper paper that we made, which breaks nice and easily. It's very crunchy. And there you have it. the black pepper cod façon Guy Savoy.
To impress friends and family with Eric's stunning Atlantic cod, black pepper sauce, and accompaniments, here are all the ingredients you'll need. Undercook the fish slightly, then rest it for 10 minutes. It'll finish cooking as it rests. To darken the sauce, add more squid ink. It won't affect the flavour. To make service easier, the black pepper sauce and crispy paper can be made a day ahead.
So here you have the black pepper cod façon Guy Savoy. So we have roasted Atlantic cod with a black pepper sauce, cod brandade with young vegetables, and a black pepper croustillant.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. That fish just flakes away.
That's amazing. It's so beautiful.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it. It's fun to make. It's a lot of putting together different components, a lot of deglazing, roasting. You have to manipulate this one.
Can't stop eating it.
But it would be a shame to leave it, so.
Absolutely.
We should finish.
How was that, guys?
That was absolutely amazing.
Amazing masterclass.
We feel pretty lucky.
Do you love that sort of food? It's exquisite. Everything's perfect. I've got a treat in store for you as well. I'm going to cook yusang, which is the Chinese New Year salad. It's a raw fish salad. It's a little bit like a sashimi, really. And there's two things about it that I really like. One of them is that it shows that Singapore is an evolving cuisine. It's not static. This dish was invented in 1964. All right, I'm going to make the dressing first. You go out, you buy yourself some Chinese plum sauce, and that goes in there. And this is the dressing, and it's the sweet, sour, salty, hot thing going on. And some lime juice, a couple of tablespoons of sesame oil, and all this is all sort of good luck food. The name yusang sounds the same as the word for prosperity or abundance. So of course it's a very auspicious thing to have at New Year's. 2 teaspoons of grated palm sugar. And this is the dark palm sugar that you get in this part of the world, not the pale stuff that you get in Thailand. This is called gula melaka. This is sambal olek, which is basically it's chili sambal. And I want some of that in there as well. And that's the hot. A little bit of salt. Is it ready?
Taste it.
That's right.
Spicy.
That's it.
Yeah.
I've balanced it. Right, this is a salmon salad. Traditionally in Singapore, they'd make this out of a fish called wolf herring, but a lot of people use salmon these days, and that's what I'm going to use. I want this to be very thin, and I'm going to just sort of shave it like this way.
Could you use any other fish in that dish, Ray?
I always think what would be really good in this salad if we were back in New Zealand is kingfish. Very thinly sliced fresh kingfish would be really good. Yeah. It's nice with an oily fish.
Yeah.
Right, we've got a nice pile of raw fish there. Now, the other things I want to put in this are the vegetables. And the good thing about what goes into the basis of the salad is that they're cheap and really easy to find. This is about 2 cups of grated white radish, and it's just been soaked in iced water. It makes it really crisp. So I'm just going to squeeze the water out. And I'm doing my own presentation here because I love the colors in this salad. You got pink, orange, and green. It's always a good combination. Now we do the carrot.
Right, it seems that like here is another case of food being born out of necessity, like the peasant food in Europe. You know, the prevailing conditions, maybe not seasonal, but you know, political in this case. And
I don't know if it's necessity. It'd be about, yeah, I think it's geographical, definitely. It's using what's available, so that maybe that was why they changed some things. It was also cultural. If you think of Peranakan food, it was Hokkien men coming down to this part of the world and marrying Malay women, so they got a culture which used a lot of pork, which of course the Muslim women wouldn't have ever eaten. And they got a really unique fusion food with the Peranakan or Nyonya food. So it was definitely a cultural thing as well. But this is sort of good household food. It's more sort of middle class food. It's not rustic. I don't think hawker food could be called rustic. It's urban, you know? It's made by people that want good, you know, they've got a bit of, they don't mind spending money on food, but they don't want to waste money on food, you know? They want it to be good. And the other thing with hawker food is, of course, is it was mobile. So a lot of it had to be easy to put together. Minimum amount of preparation and fuss, but maximum amount of pleasure when you eat it. Right, in the bowl here we've got the raw salmon, the grated carrot and the grated daikon. And this is sort of the basis of it. Now, you all know what that is? Kaffir lime leaf. You know it's kaffir lime leaf because it has a waste like that. I'm taking the central rib out of it, so I want some very thinly sliced kaffir lime leaves. And went out and bought a jar of pickled Chinese shallots. I've sliced them up. I'm going to throw that in. I've got 2 sorts of ginger here. You've probably all seen that on your sashimi. That's Japanese pickled ginger, and that's raw ginger sliced extremely thinly. So that goes in there. So you've got this little hot, zingy thing going on as you eat this thing. So you've got really lovely colours going on. Yeah. What's next? We need some green things in here now. Chinese celery. It's like a miniature celery, quite pungent. Only don't want too much of this. So I'm going to put just 3 stalks of that. All the stuff we can get at home. We can get in New Zealand. And don't want that, but I do want the rest of it. This is quite strong, so don't put too much of it in. If you can't get it, just use those lovely pale green leaves from the middle of the celery bunch. You know, the ones that a lot of people don't use? Some of that. And this has lovely crunchy texture as well, which is good. This is all about texture, this thing. Spring onions. Just taking the ends off that. I'm using just the white part of the spring onion here. And that just gets sprinkled on here as well. It's quite a busy little salad, but that's what I like about it. Fresh coriander sprigs. Want some of those. A few of the stalks, you get this lovely, soft, very thin stalked little bunches of coriander here, which is really nice. Okay, we're just about there. You'll be pleased to know.
I want to taste it.
To taste. Yeah.
Next thing I want is the dressing, which has been sitting here very nicely. All that sugar's dissolved. I'm happy with the balance of flavours. And all you do is dribble this stuff all over it. So all that goes in there. You notice I'm not worrying about tossing this, am I? No. I'll tell you why in a minute. A teaspoon of white pepper, a little bit of Chinese 5-spice powder. I'm going to mix those together. You got this really fragrant sort of a powder here with the zing of the pepper. And I'm going to sprinkle that over there. Because now I'm putting some more crunchy things on top. Last 2 things I want are crushed peanuts.
Yum. I like any dish.
And toasted sesame seeds. And so you get that lovely roasty, toasty flavour from the sesame seeds, and you get the lovely crunch and the toasted flavour of the peanuts. Last thing is, these are prawn crackers. You know, you can use the nice pink ones if you want to. I'm using these ones today. And we're just going to put those around the edge. So there you have it, guys. Singapore Chinese New Year salad. Yusang.
To make Ray's Singapore Chinese New Year salad, shop for these ingredients. Because the salmon is eaten raw, make sure it is very fresh. Grilled or barbecued chicken can be used instead of salmon in this recipe. The salad can be served from a large bowl or individually plated if preferred.
If it's not over yet, don't relax. What you do now is everybody at the table stands around the salad, and you see it's in a nice big bowl. Everybody takes some chopsticks, come on up, and we all toss it together.
Thank you, Ray.
And the Chinese, when you're doing it, you say lo hei, which is prosperity, good luck, lo hei. The deal is that they say the higher you toss, the more luck you're going to have. And by God, you 3 really need it. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought the smallest I could do. So you ready?
Yes.
Okay, lo hei, lo hei. All right, so you grab a prawn cracker, put a bit on and eat it up.
Yeah, it looks so beautiful, Ray.
So cool.
Wow. Beautiful.
All the way from New Zealand, good old Stoney.
Yep.
Stoney.
Here's to your week in Singapore, guys.
Thank you, Ray.
Yeah.
Next time on MasterChef New Zealand, the semi-finalists create 3 dishes each for Cookbook Queen Annabelle Langbein.
Are you feeling like you're under control?
There's always that sort of fear of not getting everything up on your plate.
I knew you'd do something completely crazy at some stage.
But only 2 can make it through to the grand final.
What is she doing? What is she doing? Exactly. That is how to go home in a hurry.
Last time on MasterChef New Zealand,
good luck.
A perfect storm hit the top 4 in Singapore.
I forgot my lemongrass.
Tell you what,
It's smart to blow the whistle on them. Chelsea told me that they'd shared ingredients.
Oh. We have to treat a rule break seriously.
But after 2 huge challenges,
This is a roasted pigeon with smoked eggplant royale.
Brenton's cloud
Doo-doos.
had a silver lining.
I'm going to offer you a Simon Gold apprenticeship.
You guys? I'm looking forward to work on Monday.
Tonight, the semi-finalists create 3 dishes each for Cookbook Queen Annabelle Langbein.
Are you feeling like you're under control?
there's always that sort of fear of not getting everything up on the plate.
I knew you'd do something completely crazy at some stage.
But only 2 can make it through to the grand final.
What is she doing? What is she doing? Exactly. That is how to go home in a hurry.
The winner will receive over $100,000 worth of prizes, including $20,000 worth of groceries from Countdown, a cook surface, vent surface, cool drawer, and 90cm self-cleaning oven from Fisher & Paykel. A complete range of kitchen products, from crockery and bakeware to knives, glasses and saucepans, courtesy of Stevens. An exclusive cookbook deal with Random House. And the Premier Prize, the multi-award-winning Skoda Superb, combining innovative design with classic European refinement. From Skoda, simply clever. Who will be New Zealand's next MasterChef?
Here I come. I made up my mind now. Here I come. I'm living the moment. I'm gonna set my face to a new horizon, and I run to seize the day. Here I come. I made up my mind now. Here I come.
Today, I'm in the MasterChef New Zealand semi-final. There's 3 of us left. One of us is going home off the back of this challenge.
Yeah, prizes in sight and within reach now. I'm very, very determined to win this.
At the end of the day, I'm not here to make friends or here to have fun. I've got my eye on the win.
It's all fairly quiet as we drive towards the MasterChef kitchen. Everyone's deep in thought. We know we've got a huge day ahead of us.
Chelsea, Tony, Anna, congratulations, you're still in the race. In just one more week, one of you will become New Zealand's next MasterChef. Tony, how's the nerves?
Nerves are going crazy at the moment. It's getting really close. There's an awful lot on the line and up against 2 very tough competitors.
Chelsea, did you ever think you'd get this far?
I have to admit, if someone had told me I was going to be in the top 3, I sort of would have gone, really? That's great. So, yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself to be here.
Anna, what's been the highlight so far for you?
Going to Singapore was amazing. Hawke's Bay, helicopter ride. But when it comes down to it, I love the cooking.
You're about to face your semi-final challenge. And today, because 3 must become 2, one of you is going home.
The survivors will go through to the grand final to do battle for the MasterChef New Zealand title and those amazing prizes. The Skoda Superb car, the Fisher & Paykel appliances, Stevens kitchenware, Countdown groceries, and your own cookbook with Random House.
And today, we're asking you to reveal your vision for that cookbook. Your challenge is to cook us 3 dishes that showcase that vision.
We all kind of knew this was coming, and then we sort of forgot about it, and then suddenly, bam, here it is.
I've been thinking a bit about it. I haven't probably put enough thought into it, so holy crap.
This is your chance to showcase your own cooking and your own dishes. And to help you, we have a special guest who knows a thing or two about the genre.
She's one of our best-loved food writers, author of 18 cookbooks, which have sold over 2 million copies. She's the star of the hit TV1 cooking series, The Free Range Cook. Please welcome Annabelle Langbein.
Hi, I'm Annabelle Langbein. I am a cook, a cookbook writer and a publisher. My philosophy on cooking is taking the very best ingredients that nature has and putting them together on the plate in a way that really enhances that natural ingredient. I think that a recipe is a wee bit like a roadmap, and it should get you really expeditiously from that set of ingredients to something really delicious on the plate, and you don't fall through a big pothole or end up in Wanganui when you were going to Whangarei.
Hi Annabelle, how are you doing?
It's kind of nice to have some woman energy in the judging panel. It's been very overloaded with three wise men.
She's one of the most qualified people to come in and assist with this challenge, being that it's a book deal. You just about couldn't pick a better person.
Welcome to MasterChef Annabelle. It's great to have you here with us.
Very nice to be here.
Talk us through what makes a great cookbook.
I think a cookbook has to be really compelling. It has to come from your heart. It has to have something that's going to have resonance with people, make them feel excited and want to look at it and start actually cooking.
Listening to Annabelle briefing us gave me a lot of confidence. I've got a really clear idea in my head of a great cookbook.
Visually, what does a cookbook need to have?
Well, I'm pretty much a picture girl. I love sitting there and looking at the pictures and thinking, oh, I can just imagine what that's going to taste like. So if the food looks good, then you're ahead straight away.
How important is it to have a theme and to be able to convey that idea?
I think that has to be the most important thing. I mean, there must be how many billion recipes in the world out there. So why is anyone going to cook with you unless you've got an idea that is very whole? It's not just a random selection of recipes. And there's some reason for people to emotionally connect with that.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, does your cookbook idea have what it takes to stand out from the crowd? And this time, not only do your dishes have to taste good, they have to look fantastic for your front cover as well. We're looking for great flavour and great styling.
Remember, this is your chance to show off. This is your moment, your vision for food. Cook with everything you've learnt, all that passion, dedication, determination has to come out today.
You'll have 2.5 hours to cook your 3 dishes. And before that, you've got 5 minutes in the pantry to select as many ingredients as you like. And your time starts now.
My entree is going to be a tuna niçoise salad. I need to get my herbs and red curry snapper.
Just going for my meats first, get those out of the way.
There was the normal madness. I think I had 43 ingredients, 5 minutes to get it.
I'm going to do peri chicken, teriyaki salmon and Asian ice cream.
My first dish is going to be prawns done 3 ways. Second dish is going to be smoked fish and scallop pie. Potatoes for the topping. Summer lamb salad.
I didn't really think when I picked my recipes how many ingredients were in there, 50, 60. So I'm stressing.
1 minute to go.
I'm just breaking everything down. We don't want to be missing anything. We do not want to be swapping today. Absolutely not.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out of the pantry, thanks.
I'm happy. I've got my stuff.
By the time I come out of the pantry, I'm actually sweating. And the challenge hasn't even started yet.
The dishes you cook today will decide if you make it through to the grand final or if you're going home.
I've got this far and I'm so close that the pressure is huge.
I'm nervous. I'm very nervous.
Love it, enjoy it, embrace it. Your time starts now.
It's all about our cookbook today. We are cooking 3 dishes and we have to come up with a theme of the book and a title.
My title is Made with Love. It's all about good home cooking. My dishes are going to reflect that.
I just rip into it. I start my lemon curd first, and that's taking a little bit of time, but I think it will be worth it.
Anna.
Hi Ray. Hi Annabelle.
What's going on here?
Lemon curd.
Lemon curd.
Yes.
Right. The vision for the book.
Okay, the title is Made with Love. It's about good home cooking. made with plenty of love.
Why would I buy your book?
I think my demographic is for mothers out there.
So you want to sell to mothers?
Well, not all mothers, but family. So obviously mothers, young teenagers, elderly people.
I have to say, it just does sound a little bit vague, because what you've described is what a lot of things describe, a lot of books.
There's a lot of women out there that aspire to be really great cooks, and that's what I hope to deliver, is something that they can make that's simple, it looks great and it tastes great, and they feel a sense of achievement about themselves.
So what's going to be the single most important thing in your book?
Simple and delicious.
So how are you going to convey that simplicity?
With my quick food, fast love. Maybe that's a better title. I don't know. I'm working on it.
It's a cookbook, is
Yeah.
it? But I think there's a joke in there somewhere. At this stage, I have to say I'm unconvinced. You know,
I just kind of felt like my idea was smashed, and it kind of put me into a bit of a state. The pressure is so intense, and I feel like I've had enough. Just right here, right now, but I'm trying to pick myself back up again.
So nervous. I haven't been this nervous so far in the competition. I don't know why. I just got to get these nerves out of the way. It's going to affect the way I cook.
Hey Chelsea.
Hello.
How you doing?
This is the most nervous I've ever been so far in MasterChef.
Don't be nervous, you've been through it all before.
I know.
You know what you're doing. So what have we got cooking in here?
That's the base for my smoked fish pie sauce. Then that's just going to be topped with some nice agri potato mash, and in the oven it goes.
What are you doing with the scallops?
Scallops are going into the fish pie.
Yep.
That's my 5% magic for that.
Yeah. Onions and garlic frying off here.
This is just going to be a red pepper sauce to accompany my summer lamb salad.
Yep.
Then I've got prawns 3 ways for an entree, served on a nice sort of platter. Not too fancy, just so it looks nice.
What's the title of your book?
From the heart.
From the heart.
I always cook from my heart, and this food represents that.
Relax. Put your heart on the plate.
I will.
And good luck.
Thank you, Josh.
I'm a little worried that my dishes today might be a bit too simple. When I've won challenges, they've been tricky fine dining things. I just hope the judges aren't expecting an incredible fine dining book from me.
Hey, Tony.
Hi. Hi, how's it going?
Okay, what's your vision, Tony?
The title is called Our Global Food Village. It's a celebration of how we've embraced other cultures' foods here, made them our own, and basically the way I like to make them, and in some cases a little spin I've put on them, in other cases traditional.
Okay.
What I'm working on at the moment is I'm making a tasty Spanish-style chicken, which is going to be served with a really punchy peri sauce with roasted agria potatoes, roasted chorizo, red onion, and a few other bits and bobs too.
Right.
These shiitakes are going to go with my teriyaki salmon. And my dessert is called 2 Easy Asian Ice Creams, which involves infusing existing vanilla ice cream with a kaffir, lime and lemongrass infusion. And it's quite an easy thing to do, so anyone can do it at home.
So are these dishes that you've made a lot before? So you are they things that you're quite familiar with?
Yeah, pretty much familiar with, yeah.
Why are people going to like your book and want to make your food, Tony?
I think people are going to like it because they're going to identify with things that they know that they like, that they might buy out, but not necessarily cook at home.
Okay, and will it come out better than what they can buy?
I think largely my recipes will ensure that they get it right.
Good. Best of luck.
You're sitting down to write your cookbook. What is the process?
I think all the time having in mind who's going to use this, who's going to read it, why are they going to read it, what do they want out of it. You know, like I've read some books from some really, really high-powered, amazing chefs, and I know pretty much how to cook, and I'm on about line 27, I'm going, I'm lost.
Yeah.
I've got no idea where I'm supposed to be or what. And I look at the picture and then the picture and that, and I'm still lost.
It's all about making them trust you.
Absolutely. So you're not preaching, but you're actually just providing solutions.
But you've got to provide that invitation to come in, don't you?
Absolutely, and that invitation is about the cover of that book and the title and the theme and what makes it compelling.
Yeah.
Deciding what I want to cook in the book, that's not the hard bit. It's actually coming up with a title, it's coming up with a theme, and they've really put me into a funny place about my cookbook idea. I'd start feeling quite upset.
Hi Anna.
Hi, Josh.
How are you?
Yep, feeling the pressure.
This means a lot to you, doesn't it?
It does. It means so much. I'm really teary at the moment because I'm so passionate. It's everything to me.
Yeah.
And I probably don't know how to express that, but I try. And well, how I express it is through food.
You've given up a hell of a lot to be here.
I've given up a huge amount. My baby's turned 1. She's walking. I've never seen her walk.
How are you going to feel if you don't win and you go home today?
I'm going to feel absolutely gutted. I know I can do it. It's just absolutely a strength inside of myself. I know I can get there.
So what are we cooking?
I'm cooking a seared tuna niçoise with an anchovy dressing, red curry snapper with lots of beautiful fresh aromatic herbs, and the ginger chill, like a brandy snap basket almost, with mascarpone, lemon curd and fresh raspberries.
Let's hope it's you're not on the way home today, eh?
Well, I hope not.
Stay focused.
Yep.
Calm.
Yep.
Relaxed.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, a bit of double yoker. That's exciting. That must be good luck, right?
Hey, Chelsea.
Hello. Hi, Annabelle.
You got your book idea crystal clear in your mind?
I do, yes.
Who's your audience?
My audience is all New Zealanders that...
All New Zealanders will want to buy that, is that right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
You know,
Why will they buy your book?
well, my book's going to be called From the Heart. Each recipe has its own little section written by me, a little sort of intro, sort of saying, you know, where the inspiration came from, a memory perhaps associated with that
So there's
recipe.
a little story to each recipe. Yep.
And in terms of the recipes themselves, what's your sort of mantra behind that?
Fresh, simple food, letting the produce speak for itself. Strong, clear flavours, not too hard to make, that looks beautiful on a plate.
Right.
Cool. Well, I really hope I can impress you, I really do.
Good luck.
Thank you. 2 double yokers in one day. That's either really good or really bad sign.
We're exactly halfway through, everybody. Hope you're feeling like you're halfway done.
With the chicken dish, I make my puree sauce, which is an African/Portuguese sauce. It's basically a spicy sour chili sauce. It's delicious. And I get out those big syringes and start injecting flavour into the chicken, which is, I've never played with those before, but I reckon they're an awesome thing.
I knew you'd do something completely crazy at some stage.
I've never used these before, so first time for everything.
So, you know, I've just got home from work. I've got Tony's cookbook out.
Yeah.
And I'm faced with a syringe. Now, if I don't have a syringe at home, how else could I do it?
Oh, look, just simply basting the chicken with the sauce is going to do the job quite nicely.
You know, MasterClass, you know, often I'll do something that's a bit out there and edgy, but I'll always say, and this is how you do it at home.
This is the
right?
domestic version,
You've got to
yeah.
give them
Yep.
an easy way out.
Yep.
You know, don't scare them off with a syringe.
Fair call.
"45 minutes left. Let's hope it's not your last 45 minutes. For one person, it will be."
I've got 2 fish pies there. I've learned in the MasterChef kitchen it's always good to have a backup, so that's why I made 2. In case I drop one or, God, anything can happen really. So far, touch wood, everything seems to be going okay. It's just time. It's always just time. Everything can still go wrong from here. I need to get everything plated. The presentation is such an important part of this challenge that if we don't give ourselves enough time, we're in serious trouble.
What I'm worried about is getting everything up today. Time's running away from me.
You've got half an hour to go, and this is a cookbook challenge, so it's not just about cooking, it's about styling as well.
Are you feeling like you're under control?
There's always that sort of fear of not getting everything up on the plate. And I've had a couple of doozies, but I'm feeling okay at the moment. I definitely know that I want a quarter of an hour to get everything together and style it. That's what I'm at.
Quarter of an hour to get 3 dishes and style it. It's pretty good going.
Pretty good going.
I mean, I would think that was pretty good going,
Me
wouldn't you?
too.
Yeah.
So what have you got happening, the last things that you're doing?
I have to make my choules. They take 8 minutes. I have to prepare my fish and then put it all together. And my tuna needs to be...
I think we should let you get on with it.
I've actually got quite a lot. Food styling element of this challenge is very important. I'm worried, I'm thinking, is this challenge going to get the best of me?
20 minutes to go, everybody, for you to present your 3 cookbook dishes. 3 does not go into 2. Somebody will be going home. Okay, Chelsea, this is something that you don't want to rush, and you look like you're a little bit flustered.
Just clearing away a space on my bench to start plating up some of my things.
You've still got 15 minutes to go, so do you think you can do it?
Yes,
Okay,
I can do it.
stay calm, chilled out. Let's get over that finish line. Don't fall short.
No, don't want to do that.
Slight panic out there. 2.5 hours I've had. There's less than 15 minutes to go, and Anna's just putting a whole snapper in now. What is she doing?
What is she doing? Exactly. I mean, 12 minutes to go, and you're going to start cooking a whole fish. That is how to go home in a hurry.
You think she's under pressure? She seems calm. She seems to think she knows what she's doing, but that's not really enough time for me.
Chelsea's still got to put it together, a lamb salad. I'm thinking again it's going to be for Anna and Chelsea a mad panic to the finish line, whereas I think you'll find that Tony will be stood back just prior to the time and he'll be all done. I think Tony's a force to be reckoned with right about now.
There's definitely no gambling going on today, is there?
The teriyaki salmon was definitely a safe bet. I knew it was something that I could cook really nicely, plate up really nicely.
10 minutes, everybody, just 10 minutes left. Anna, you're cooking a whole snapper and you've got 10 minutes to go. Is it going to be cooked in time?
Yeah. I was worried by then. I was stepped into fourth gear. I'm hammering it. I've got 4 or 5 things on at once.
Chelsea, prawns 3 ways. You got it nailed?
Yep, the third way are just coming out now.
How about your lamb salad?
Just need to put that together now.
7 minutes, girl, make it happen. Tony, no gambling today, eh? You look pretty calm and relaxed, all good?
Yeah, still a bit of an experiment running.
Wasn't happy with my green tea ice cream, so I did not serve it. But lemongrass and cafe lime ice cream was really delicious.
How's your peri chicken looking?
Pretty tasty, I reckon.
Tell you what, that chicken looks good right there. Maybe that's the front cover dish.
It's sounding really promising, Simon, thank you.
15 seconds, guys. To 5 minutes to go.
Oh, don't do that.
As I'm cutting into the lamb rack to plate up, a bit of the herb crust that I've made falls off, and I don't really have time to do much about it. Hopefully the flavour's infused enough into the lamb.
Coming up to 2 minutes left. 2 minutes to go, guys. Come on, take it home.
It's a really tasty dish, this one. I just hope the judges like it. It's a rustic one.
Trying to put my dessert together, I plate the chill and I just grab a bowl. In fact, I can't even see anything because there was so much stuff everywhere.
30 seconds now.
And I realised there's no salad for the fish pie. I frantically cut up some tomatoes to see how far I can get whipping one up. But then I'm sort of thinking, I'm not going to serve the judges tomatoes and pepper and olive oil because I have a bit more respect than that.
15 seconds.
I was touch and go. It really was touch and go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step away from your bench.
I really like the look of the lamb. I'm happy with the way the prawn dish looks.
Yeah, the fish pie will taste amazing, but it just kind of looks a bit sad and lonely there by itself. It was meant to go on a big plate with light salad next to it, but I ran out of time to do the salad, so it's just pie.
It's a double-edged sword. This is a cookbook challenge. It needs to taste good and look spectacular, so yeah, it was a bit of a fail.
Yeah, that was really hard. I'm sort of not very happy with my dessert. I just was kind of behind and I'm never really caught up. So I just didn't have the time that I wanted to plate up. I mean, I hope it's enough to get me there.
I think I've done well enough to stay in the competition. Yep. I thought these dishes, if they came out the way I wanted them to come out, would do the job. They've come out how I want them to come out. So I think I'm going through to the final.
Well done, everyone. We're now going to taste your dishes, starting with Chelsea.
My gut tells me that they might not like the presentation of the pie. I think they'll like the prawns. I don't know, I'm just a big ball of angst at the moment.
Just tell me what your cookbook is in 30 seconds.
Oh, crud. Okay.
Pitch it to us.
My cookbook is called Food from the Heart, and it's a collaboration of recipes that have inspired me throughout my life so far in New Zealand. So each dish will have something associated with it, be it an experience I've had, you know, a person, a place. I really want to connect with the reader so they see it, they know the story behind it, then they want to cook it.
So what story do these dishes tell?
Every Christmas I make the prawn cocktail for Christmas lunch. Middle prawns are actually inspired by my trip to Singapore. The panko crumbs, my best friend gets me to make those Friday night over a glass of vino. The smoked fish pie, growing up having summers at Great Barrier Island, we were always fishing. And the lamb salad as a representation of growing up on a farm and eating lamb, and also the Hawke's Bay challenge where I tried to put spring on a plate and the presentation was awry.
I was determined to make a lamb dish that actually worked.
I mean, I'm still a wee bit confused. So does that sauce go with that? And then that sauce go with that? And then that one go with that?
And I didn't plate it properly. It doesn't make sense visually at the moment, which is...
This is the whole point about this challenge.
Yeah.
This was a challenge where you had to cook some very good food, and then you had to make it make sense in terms of a book and photography.
Yeah.
Have you done enough to keep in the competition?
I really hope so. All I can just ask is that you try it and judge accordingly.
I think you should feel really proud of what you've done.
Thanks. Enjoy. Oh my God. I pretty much put my heart on a plate. I sold my idea. It wasn't that well received. All in all, I feel pretty low right now.
What Chelsea's done today in this challenge, I generally like her presentation. I do like the way she's done her prawns. She hasn't exactly nailed the serving size or anything like that, but for me it doesn't matter. Fish pie looks fantastic. I would have been disappointed if she had turned around and tried to clean up the edges. She left it natural and it is what it is. And the lamb dish, it's got good flavours, and the strawberries is not a good idea. And that's really probably the only thing I don't like about it.
I don't think she knows what that lamb dish is. It's a bit like a roast, but whatever it is, I really liked it. I thought it had lovely flavours. It was very fresh. It was like the whole meal in a salad bowl, really. I would have liked the fish pie to be a bit chunkier, but still quite a good flavour.
I think the fish pie, texturally, it was too like baby food. I thought it looked nice because it looked really honest and the sauces had all boiled over. But I think that was the only dish that let the whole thing down.
The prawns I thought were delicious. I love the Tabasco butter on there. I'd never put strawberries in a lamb salad at all. But, you know, I didn't mind it. Did you actually try did you give it a go? You didn't, did you?
Well, no, because it's just, it'll corrupt my mind, and you know, I don't want that to happen.
Well, I've been corrupted. I thought the whole salad tasted absolutely delicious. You could have that for dinner quite easily.
Overall, I liked this. I thought she cooked well, but the presentation just didn't quite do it for me.
I'm not holding out too much hope based on what they said. I could definitely be going home after this, absolutely.
I've had time to think. I've changed my name, my book. To me, it caters for a larger demographic. And I suppose at the end of the day, you want to sell your book.
Anna, tell me the name and what your cookbook is all about.
Okay, so I've changed my name to Soul Food. It's about cooking with love and passion, and at the end of the day, producing really good food. I'd like to break my book into 3 different areas, one being simple food, quick food, fast love, you know, if you're busy. Second, I'd like to make more family-style food, which is why I presented the fish. And lastly, more elegant, beautiful food, like the dessert I've presented.
It just doesn't seem to be a very specific theme in this book. Yeah, it does just seem to be all things to all people, which worries me.
Come on, Anna, fight.
I'm a bit confused. I'm exactly like Ray. It just seems it seems very vague to me. You can't be everything to everyone.
Fight, show us your soul. Put it on the plate. Now's your chance. Somebody's going home today.
Felt really on by them. They're not going to knock my passion. It's what I'm here for. It's what I'm good at. So I'll fight for it if I have to.
I think we live in a very fast-paced life. We are too busy. A lot of people are shattered by their lives. I think it's something that you can relate to on a very, very personal level, and therefore you make beautiful food, and that's what we want to. We want to inspire people in our life with good food, our families. It means everything. I think if we actually spend more time from that soul level, you know, communities come together, we make great food, and
now you're
rejoice.
talking. Yeah, you know.
You've hit my buttons when you said that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Like, it's a true, deep, sort of passionate feeling, and soul food is going to bring people together.
Have you ever been in sales?
Never.
Oh, I can tell.
Well, we're looking forward to eating it.
Yes, we are. Just describe each dish to us, please.
So my fast dish is a steamed tuna niçoise. It's fresh, it's light, it's simple. My main meal is a fried red curry snapper. It's got fresh vegetables, fresh herbs, and it's got fried shallots. And my dessert is a ginger chul with mascarpone, lemon curd, and fresh raspberries.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you very much.
They wanted the fire. They wanted that killer kind of instinct. So I just gave it to them. speaking from my heart, and it felt bloody good.
I love the whole snapper. You know, perfectly cooked, delicious sauce, crunchy vegetables with it, sensational. Dessert, yummo is all I can say. Absolutely delicious. I'd eat the whole thing in a heartbeat.
I wondered how anyone could eat a whole tube of mascarpone, but you can do it easily, right? Well, I could anyway. And the tartness of the raspberries was really good.
The tuna, despite it looking soulless, once I got some of the onion, the capers and the dressing, the potato, the beans, tomato and tuna, I actually enjoyed it. I found it came together, it was all there. I wanted some cracked pepper over it. I really think it missed pepper.
The fish is delicious. It's a beautifully cooked piece of fish, a great sauce, and the dessert is fantastic. It just reminds me of sort of Mum's brandy snaps. It's got that brown, sugary, caramelly style flavour. It all works well together. It's a modern classic, you might say.
That dish with a bit of refinement would be the front cover dish, wouldn't it?
I think so. 80% of book sales, I think, are made on the cover. And you've got to have something that grabs someone. Most people like pudding. You make a dinner party and don't give people pudding, well, they're going to be muttering in the car all the way home.
I'm actually feeling pretty good as I'm walking up with my meals. I'm happy with how they look, and I'm pretty happy with how they'll taste. So, you know, the only thing left to do is to give them the sell on the book idea, actually.
Tony, what's the vision for the book?
The title is called Our Global Food Village, and basically it looks at how Kiwis have embraced other nationalities' food, and it's become a part of our regular daily eating culture, and it goes through a number of the popular recipes, how to make them well, with an emphasis on using local produce.
So describe these dishes to us.
Over here we have a bit of a classic salmon teriyaki dish with shiitake mushroom and spring onion, a tasty Spanish chicken with Portuguese puree sauce, and roasted mealy, which includes agrio potato, chorizo, olive, and also capsicum. That's designed to feed 2 to 3 hungry people.
I think in a cookbook you need to be very clear about how many people it's for.
Yes.
You know, 2 to 3. I don't know that that really works when you've got 2 pieces of chicken.
Well, in that case, it's for 2 pretty hungry people. Yeah.
Tell us more about the ice cream again.
It is a lemongrass and cafe lime ice cream. That recipe specifically is designed to be something quick and easy for someone at home to do. Basically, I've taken a really good quality vanilla ice cream base and infused it with the lemongrass cafe lime infusion.
Which one's going on the front cover of this cookbook?
The salmon teriyaki is probably the prettiest bit of window dressing.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Cheers.
I think my pitch was received really well, actually. They didn't rip into me, they didn't give me a hard time. It felt like they thought my concept and my title were good and plausible.
Well, my chicken is just cooked, only just. I quite like the flavour of the peri sauce where it's cooked, but I'm not so keen on it over here as, you know, as a raw type product. I think the flavours work a lot better once it's cooked. I thought the salmon was perfectly cooked, and I liked the dish. I thought it was really tasty. And the ice cream, I actually think that that is something people would really do, because they've probably got vanilla ice cream in the freezer, and, you know, they can pull it out and transform it into something just a little bit flash,
yeah.
you know? And then the cone, extra cool.
Yeah.
I like
I'm with
it.
you, Simon.
My chicken was only just cooked as well, but I really liked the flavour of it. I thought it was quite good.
I think actually a lot of people would debate whether the chicken was cooked enough.
You think it's not, or it is?
I think it's probably not.
No. I'd hate to be hanging since these pieces of chorizo, you know, were made, put in the oven, because they're turned into shoe leather. Not a good idea to put them in with vegetables when you're roasting them.
The salmon's nice, he's done it before, it's nice flavours. Rice isn't good, he needs to sort a recipe out. A solid, simple, easy to follow recipe for rice that people can understand at home.
Regardless of the fact that the rice mightn't have been quite right, the flavour balances in those dishes I thought were really nice. They were quite simple and satisfying.
Mushrooms were great.
Yeah, and it wasn't too complicated. I wasn't having to get out a deep fryer and then a skewer and then, you know, it was much more accessible would be the word to me.
It's an extremely tough decision. I mean, it is a really tough decision. They all have their strengths and they have their weaknesses.
Well, you're down to the last 3, that's why it's so hard. It's terribly hard.
Well, I'm not sure we've come to a conclusion yet, guys, and it's a really important decision. But what I do want to say is, Annabelle, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, that's my pleasure. I think you've got a really hard decision. I've just put my 2 bulbs with it in terms of recipe books, but I mean, you've been tasting these people's food all the way through. And I mean, the only thing about cooking is you're only as good as your last hot dinner.
That's for sure.
That's for sure, especially in this show.
You know, next up is elimination. Someone's going home on the back of what we've just done.
I hope my food gets me through today. I'm always confident, but you never know.
So my gut feeling's that, you know, I could be going home. Going into elimination today, I'm not feeling the best, to be honest. Someone has to go. So, yeah, I'm nervous.
This is an elimination that I really need to survive, and I think I've got a good shot of doing it.
If I have to leave today, I go with conviction and I go with pride.
Your semi-final challenge was to cook 3 dishes that you'd like to see in your first cookbook. This was a tough challenge. There were many elements to consider, not just creating a total concept for your cookbook, but your presentation skills, your choice of dishes, and your cooking of those dishes.
To sell a cookbook, you have to create a favourable impression fast. That's not easy, and many professional chefs have failed at it. Annabelle Langbine is someone who has succeeded at it. And with her help, we've judged the dishes you put in front of us and your concept.
Only 2 of you will go through to fight for the title of MasterChef New Zealand next week. For one of you, the cookbook challenge has proved your downfall.
So let's talk about your cookbook concepts. Tony, your book had a theme, the global food village. You described it as accessible, your food was rustic, and there was plenty of it. How successful do you think your dishes were?
I think they were pretty successful overall. I think they are something that could be in a cookbook and that look good and taste good and that people would want to cook and eat.
How do you think the chicken was cooked?
Fine, I think.
The chicken was slightly undercooked, Tony.
As soon as he said that, I realised that it was going to take an awful lot of luck to keep me in, and I thought at that point, you know, I'm in serious trouble. I was shocked.
Did you realise you had undercooked that dish?
No, I didn't think I had, actually. Yeah, I was trying not to cook it so it would dry out, basically. Yeah, that's pretty concerning.
How about you, Anna? The cookbook you described was cooking with love, soul food. Do you think your dishes represented that theme?
I did, considering the time that we had and the pressure, I did. Certainly if I had more time, it would be a lot more slow-cooked, upchus type of food. But considering what we had, I think so.
Are you convinced your concept would race off the shelves?
I do. Family food, food cooked from the heart, soul food. Yeah, I do. I believe in it.
Chelsea, do you think your fish pie was tasty?
I liked it. I tried it. I was happy with it.
Of the 3, it was your weakest dish. Too chopped up for me.
Okay.
I would have liked to have seen a bit of, you know, what was going on, especially expensive things like scallops.
Sure.
Even if you'd left them whole, putting them into a fish pie and cooking them that long is a risk because you'll overcook them.
Yep. Should have thought about that.
This has been an extremely hard decision. We know that the 3 of you are very talented cooks, but 2 of you better understood this challenge and cooked more appealing and tastier dishes than the 3rd. Anna, you're a great cook. The snapper was perfectly cooked. The sauce was great and your dessert, fantastic.
Wow, thank you.
Your cookbook idea needs a bit of work.
Yeah.
But with a bit more clarity and vision, it might be good.
Okay.
Who knows? You may get to write one. Congratulations, you're through to the top 2, you're in the final.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. I've got here and I'm bloody proud and I'm so happy. I'm a finalist of MasterChef, like me.
Then it's just Tony and I left. And that same sort of awful feeling again, not knowing who it is that's going and just sort of hoping and trying not to cry. It's pretty grim.
Chelsea and Tony, only one of you two is going through to the final. And let me tell you, it was extremely close. There are a few faults here and there in what you both served today, and your cookbook ideas were a bit sketchy, but one of you delivered an idea with more potential and more flavoursome dishes.
I found myself in that spot, which I hate being in, trying to work out what I thought she'd done that could be worse, that could keep me in the competition. And the only thing I could think of was actually my book idea, which I thought was quite good. Is that really going to be enough to offset a slightly undercooked chicken? And I felt in my heart of hearts, probably not.
You are both fantastic competitors, but there's room for only one of you in the grand final. Tony, you paved the plate with salmon, but it was missing a strong teriyaki flavour. Chicken, a little bit undercooked. But there were some nice ideas there. Chelsea, most of your dishes tasted pretty good. We quite liked your cookbook idea, even if you didn't describe it as articulately as you might have liked. But some of your combinations didn't quite work.
Ultimately, it comes down to whose dishes showed the most promise and who made the fewest mistakes. Chelsea, you've been an amazing competitor. We've loved so many of your dishes. And today, you did enough to get to the final. Congratulations, you are heading to the grand final.
I am just beyond surprised. I can't believe it. I was so happy.
Thank you so much. I can't believe it. This is pretty much the greatest moment of my life so far.
Congratulations. Take a seat.
Thanks.
If someone had told me that I was going to be in the MasterChef Grand Final, I would have said, really? Are you sure? And here I am.
Tony, I'm sorry you didn't cook well enough today. And your dishes didn't quite live up to your cookbook idea, mate.
I'm really disappointed. You know, the slimmest of margins is all it takes to get you eliminated.
The chicken, just being undercooked, that was the difference, mate. It was just slightly under, but under's under.
I could beat myself up about not cooking the chicken perfectly, but I'm not going to. These things happen, and there's no point in crying about it now.
Tony, you've cooked your heart out, you've impressed us so many times. Thank you for everything that you've given to this competition.
It's been an incredible experience, certainly one of the most incredible experiences of my life so far.
The cannelloni of cucumber with crabs, that dish was outstanding and something you can be very, very proud of.
Thank you.
Tony, it's been an absolute pleasure. I especially loved your snapper skin chips.
Thank you.
You've got the makings of a great cook. But it's now time to leave the MasterChef kitchen.
MasterChef has really opened my eyes and given me experiences and lessons that a lot of people, certainly amateurs, just are never going to get. But the other thing I've learned about food is how much more I need to learn about food, because there's so much to know.
Next time on MasterChef New Zealand, the grand final.
So it all comes down to this.
In a 2-hour special, our two finalists, Chelsea and Anna, face not one, but 4 epic challenges.
This is a monumental stuff-up.
With some very special guests.
Mr. Rick Stein.
To decide who will be New Zealand's next MasterChef.